Weber.
We're here.
Holy
Hello,
shit! 3
Connor.
weeks later.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Hey guys.
I
An,
think it's not
an
a lie.
unexpected 3 weeks with Juneteenth, 4th of July, and our host
And me
had his
having
final
a final
exams.
exam.
So, when those happen on
Literally
a Monday,
during
you
the
can't
time.
really play D&D. So that's why we've been away for 3 weeks, but we're here now. We're hopefully here for hopefully the foreseeable future.
Hopefully there's
Oh,
no
by the
riddles.
way, next week we're not gonna be.
Yeah,
by
for
the
the
way.
next 8 weeks, we're not going to be. No, I'm just kidding. I hope not. If that's the case, we're just done with this D&D.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at that point, we might as well just skip this week too. Like,
Disband.
alright, I got you.
Anyways,
Elyssia
welcome back.
Falls.
Welcome
I
back
gotta
to
roll my
Just
HP
Being
too.
Main
Ugh. My
after a long fucking delay. We're all here
That's not
except for Nerdy. He's got business stuff today, so
Yeah,
all the good stuff he's doing there. Hopefully, he'll be joining us next time, but we'll see. And yeah, we're just gonna kick this bad boy off and see where the night takes us. We had some pretty big reveals last session. Some pretty hot stuff last session.
What's today?
Not too hot though.
He might be on tour.
Oh,
he's got a show the 12th in Massachusetts.
He might be on tour.
So he might be busy being on tour right now.
There we go. We learned something today.
This is being in his Discord is nice for being able to check that stuff.
Well, there you go.
Well,
I'm
after
also in his Discord. Well, hopefully his tour's going well if that's the case. Anyways,
it's his like 3rd or 4th show on the tour.
Yeah, good for him. Anyways, big stuff happened last session.
Completely forgot that was happening.
Unfortunately, with it being 3 weeks, my recapping ability is probably a little on the rusty side. Obviously, you guys completed I believe it was called the Super Fun Mystery Dungeon, or something along those lines.
Yeah, the thumbnail did not have the correct name, but it was close enough.
It is basically it. Is a Super Fun Mystery Dungeon.
I think Super Fun Mystery Dungeon is correct.
It sounds right enough. Anyways, you guys got all the weapons you needed to unlock the final room, in which the lock already had one of the weapons inserted into it. So, I mean, you basically got 3 for the price of 2. And you opened it up and revealed that the supposed big final ultimate weapon that would end all beckonings and save the world, and you would be hailed the heroes of Elyssia, and this game would end, and we'd finally put a stake through its heart and spare the people from watching it. But no, it did not happen that way, because the person that you encountered was Braska, the supposed terrible, horrible person that set the beckonings in motion and all this horrible stuff. He's basically Satan of the world. Everyone hates him, but
Classic Braska move.
It is a Braska move, but you basically revived him, or you brought him back, and he was kind of an interesting dude. The whole party's attitude was just sort of like, fuck this, like, what have we been wasting our time for the last however many months we've been playing this game. And yeah, that was basically where we left the last session off. As a note for both my players, who probably maybe don't 100% remember because it's been 3 weeks, this is more of an announcement for people who might be watching this from like one session to the next, maybe on YouTube or something. I am making some slight changes to Braska as a character, so if he suddenly seems to act slightly different, maybe slightly more serious, that was intentional, and I apologize that I changed my mind 3 weeks later. So that's where we're at right now, and I hope everyone's excited, because I guess I am. Let's go ahead then and start tonight's session, unless I missed something important or something along those lines.
Last minute we leveled up.
Yeah, we did that.
You leveled up. I'll fix everything.
Also, Men in Black flashy things for Braska.
Also, if anyone's interested, I'm on a brand new computer. You'll notice my webcam view is different because it's a desktop now, and I have a set up webcam. And it shouldn't suck ass anymore. So you should be able to see me, hear me. None of the problems my Microsoft Surface laptop was having. Fuck you, Microsoft. Your laptop sucks. Let's play Dungeons and Dragons, everyone.
We are not sponsored by Microsoft.
We're not at all. We never will.
And after that, we probably won't.
And after that, we definitely will never be sponsored by
Windows PC with Microsoft or Windows 11 on it. So
I don't even have Windows 11.
It's very Mac-y from what I can see, like with its just general layout. It feels very Mac-ish, but
now, unfortunately, according to Windows 11, my computer does not meet the requirements for Windows 11 because I don't have an update for Windows 11 on it.
Oh, there you go.
Ah, yes.
So sound off in
Which
the
is the
chat or
most
the YouTube
stupidest
comments
thing
about
ever.
why I'm wrong about Windows 11 being Macish. I'd love to hear your opinions, which means I'm not going to read them. So please sound off anyways. Let's go ahead and begin tonight's session, everyone. You
I will lock in my level up after this.
have awakened Braska. He has
likely won't
briefly
affect the
spoken
session.
to you. You kind of have this initial idea. Dr. Watts basically just said, F you, clown. I'm going to go and figure out what's going on here in the dungeon. He has left. He just walked through the door that you guys came from. And you are just in the room with this guy, which I will go ahead and I'm going to reshare Braska's image, just because I don't know if anyone remembers, or I don't remember if I did or not last session. So
You did. You definitely
did,
did. I remember
but,
seeing
yeah.
that.
you guys see
Have a
it right
refresher.
now.
It has been
We
3
do.
weeks, at least for us.
Yep. So this is what Braska looks like, barring the weapons. He doesn't have his weapons out right now, but he's kind of in this fantastic greenish plate mail. He looks particularly menacing, but also slightly douchey at the same time. So you've had this initial encounter with him. He has kind of said his piece. As a reminder of what Braska told you, he said that the Beckonings were just a thing. He used them in his great war against Anne, or as you may know her as the goddess Risa, to prevent the people of his kingdom from dying by using the undead. And within his death and resurrection, he was unable to stop it from happening. And he has offered to, well, turn it off, basically. If I remember right, the general consensus of the party was basically like, you do, boo, like, fuck you, we do not care.
Well, I remember saying like you're gonna come with us because you mentioned, and then I referenced the body that we saw in the Guardian File area where like the body was hooked up that they said only Braska could talk to.
Yeah.
Yes,
body.
Yeah, we made the
the
connection
and
to
so
the
we
the
were
thing.
more or
silhouette
less-
in the beam of light.
Yeah, we were more or less like screw you, go do what you're gonna do, and more like you're coming with us to go talk to this thing to shut off the Beckonings.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's kind of
I
a
mean,
consensus.
if Beckonings are still a problem, we're gonna take care of them. They weren't supposed to be a problem. How long they been going on for? Like once, twice, 3 times?
For thousands of years.
Oh, like thousands of years? Like this is a cool fantasy thousands of years that doesn't really mean anything, or like a legit
No, it is.
one,
It's
like thousands
generally-
of years?
This
Yeah,
is
like I actually
literally
like, live
affected
about 1,000
people for
years.
millennia.
Fuck.
Pretty much ever since it started.
Well, that sucks. Man, I'm sorry
Yeah.
about that, guys. Like, I mean, you gotta understand where I was coming from. I was just trying to keep my homies safe and all that jazz. But I mean, I guess what does it matter when you've got undead coming back every once in a while? Has that just been a constant, or has it like turned it like gone and come and went and all that jazz?
Well, we haven't had one for quite a while, but one is building certainly rapidly recently.
Oh, well, that is something we're gonna want to take care of then. I mean, hell, I'm surprised that the system itself hasn't actually turned it off, considering that it's outright negative threat against C119.
You're the second one to refer to this place as C119.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's whatever you guys call it now. I mean, it's been a couple thousand years. People change their minds. C119s. It's like a technical name. So it's like calling something a Tyrannosaurus Rex, but everyone just refers to it as a T-Rex because Tyrannosaurus is hard to say and doesn't quite roll off the tongue. C19 is just it's a phrase. It's the thing.
19th version of Kalis.
It's the 19th version of Kalis. So you guys have had a little bit of of a discussion. Who you talk to. Have you talked? I'm assuming Anne's still around. I mean, the system's designed to bring us all back to life. After a certain amount of time. So she's fucking around, doing her thing.
No, the who you refer to as Anne is known to us as a goddess and died.
Yeah. I mean, I was known as a god too. I mean,
Well,
it's word.
No.
But both of you are
Not
supposed
quite.
to be dead. And
Well, I
haven't been
was
around.
dead, and then you guys solved my cool escape room, so you revived me. Well, the system revived me. You guys just solved the escape room and released me. Did you like it? Did you have fun?
No.
Nearly dying to revive what we view as Satan is not something I would consider fun. No.
I mean, Did you have the illusion of fun?
No.
Well, you know, you can't win them all. If you go out there now, there's nothing. It's just a dilapidated room of just garbage now. I don't know where your buddy wandered off to. You'll probably see that right now. Just nothing. All an illusion spell. It's a very impressive illusion. Smoke and mirror, David Blaine, shit like that. So none of it was real. None of you could have died. It was the illusion of dying. That's the fun part about it. It's not fun if you aren't being threatened to die. Except maybe the
Sure.
poop geyser. That's not fun. But
No.
that wasn't my idea. That was one of my advisor's idea. We just sort of didn't have anything else.
But no, to answer your question, the goddess is not up and walking around. The system hasn't revived her, so to speak.
Well, the
We
system's
know.
revived her. You just haven't found her yet. The system is designed to revive any of those inserted into C-119. That's just how all this shit works. I mean, how much have you guys talked to people about this?
Well, nobody knows that this place is referred
Yeah.
to a C-119 other than an Archon that was trapped upside down, chained to a
Oh, shit. You talked to my dad?
your
What?
dad.
You know,
Yeah, Haster. Well, that's not his real name. That's his Archon name. That's the name he decided to give himself when they built this whole thing. Yeah, he's my dad. He's an asshole. I fucking stuck him down there.
Well, we didn't free him, so you're welcome.
Great. I'm glad about that. I have to go put him back in the upside down cross thing that,
he
you know,
very much wanted to
Gamar
be
and
free.
Galore decided to opt for. It was really weird. I didn't really understand that whole part, but that was what they wanted to do. Let's just put that out there. You guys have absolutely no idea what any of this is, despite talking about Archons and Haster and, you know, I believe, you know, you with the funky hat there, you mentioned Gamar, if I remember right.
He's talking to you, Darby.
I'm aware. Probably at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah. And they haven't. I guess I wouldn't blame him for not saying anything. I mean, it kind of just uprights everything. But what do you do?
I mean, as far as I'm aware, his whole deal is just taking all the money he can.
Yeah, that sounds about like Gamar. I mean, he is the financer of all of this, after all. It's all about the profits and the money. And I mean, obviously, I think he carried it from where I come from into here as well. It's all about making as much money as humanly possible.
Well, he
Where
did-
do you come
Well,
from?
I'm getting a lot of really confused faces right now.
Where do you come from?
I hail from a place called Earth. Another world you could claim outside of all of this stuff.
Not entirely foreign concept, I guess.
Sounds like it has socioeconomic disparity.
It has a lot of socioeconomic disparity. Okay, I got to get everyone's names here. So, okay, first off, you guys brought me back. So in my mind, we're buds. That's also, I'm going to admit right now, I was kind of partially with Arthur, right?
Israel?
Ezreal. Yeah, I was
you
kind of.
lied to
Part
me
of me
and
was
told me-
kind of chilling
Yeah,
around inside of you, so I kind of feel like I've been with you guys for a while, but like all the memories aren't 100% there yet. So
Yeah,
you're
you
just
lied
gonna
to
have
me and
to.
told me you were Galore.
Yeah. We decided to come with the whole Galore thing because we just kind of assumed that people with, you know, Braska was just like, yo, come help me, that they would listen to that. Galore's dead though, just so everyone's aware.
Fantastic.
Wonderful.
Glad we're all in the.
Because you ate him.
Yes, I absorbed his powers so that I could communicate with the system. All for a good cause. It's all to help the people here of C-119.
Yes, because
Or whatever
you're
you call
really
it.
well known for helping.
Yes, I'm gathering that most people don't like me anymore.
Well, considering the fact that you are known as literally the equivalent of the devil, no, people are not that
That's-
big of a fan of you.
You know, it's interesting how history is rewritten by the victor, because that is by far not even close to the truth.
No, that's what's the perspective we've been given throughout our lives and throughout history. So you're gonna have a tough hill to climb
Yeah.
if you're gonna convince us otherwise.
Right.
Understandable.
There are still some people that follow him, but they're kind of off in their own remote, secluded island in the middle of nowhere.
There's also people who worship grilled cheese, though, Darby.
They were
so-
pretty nice.
I am not saying that it's necessarily something that exists everywhere, but there are definitely some people. If I remember right, there were like 2, maybe 3 guys in that cave.
I'm very interested on the pantheon related to grilled cheese, but we'll get to that one later because
I don't think
That's-
you really are that interested. I
Oh.
will be honest.
oh,
with you.
it's
There's
very
nothing to talk about
interesting
there.
to me.
No, you should visit our inn. It is quite a fine establishment. Serves grilled
Hey.
cheese 24/7.
You know what? Mom always made a good grilled cheese and tomato soup when I was sick. It really helped bring about, kind of that calm, made me feel a little better. So I'm gonna be up for a grilled cheese if we ever go to wherever you're in might be.
What? Okay, I know his brother's name is grilled cheese. What's the one that actually makes the grilled
Skippy.
cheese?
Skippy is the one
Skippy.
who makes
Yeah,
the
Skippy
grilled
makes the
cheese.
grilled cheese.
His brother's name is grilled cheese.
And
As
he's really
riveting
bad at
as
making grilled
finding out
cheese.
who your mother is when your father is con. I really need to urge you to kind of do what we wanted you as a weapon to do, which is end the beckonings.
I plan to end the beckonings. At this point in time, their purpose has served their purpose. It was to assist me in making sure that C19 maintained itself. Because you had some people out there who wanted to manipulate it for their own good. And in my opinion, this is an autonomous community, an autonomous world. It should be able to do what it wants to do. Plus, I'm a fucking badass here. So, why wouldn't I want it to, go away? Or people to leave it or whatnot. You all seem a little perplexed by a lot of what I'm saying here. I'm not insulting. I'm not blaming anyone here. Just I get it. You live your lives. You look like a pirate. That's right. We were gonna do nicknames because I need to know who all of you are here. So
Oh, Nick.
I learned by nicknames.
That's
So-
what you do.
This is what we got. Pirate Man, Azrael. Actually, I know you pretty well because I've
You
been
know-
partially
you know my
occupying
name.
your ad space, anyways. You're Jack Sparrow now, though.
He's gonna call me Kratos, isn't he?
Big boy. There, you are obviously Kratos.
Yep,
I don't know.
yeah.
There's something about you. It really gives me the vibes.
That's
You're
cool.
Guardian Fowl, aren't you? There, big chicken.
That
Colonel.
yes.
Awesome. You are the Colonel, and your
Oh.
original recipe is fantastic.
Thank you.
Your buddy that just pieced out and called me a clown. He's House because he just seems like a dick. And
Actually, that's pretty accurate. He's very
I
much
don't know what to
awesome.
call you, Hat Boy. What do you
Jared
do?
Leto.
Lots of gambling, throwing cards, the whole thing.
What's your actual name?
Call me
Darby.
I'm gonna call you Darby. All right, we got our nicknames, everyone.
Great.
So,
House. Yeah, that's
I mean,
good.
Gambit's also right there. But
that's
Oh
also true.
yeah.
I said Gambit. I said
yeah,
Gambit.
Gambit's
All
right,
right,
there.
you know what?
Not entirely what I'm based on, but there are definitely some Gambit elements.
All right, you know
Dar-
what?
Darby's
not
Braska,
cool enough to be
Braska has a
Gambit.
change of
That's true.
heart.
Honestly, no, Darby is not cool enough to be Gambit. Gambit's way cooler.
He's not the raging Cajun.
Well,
Yeah.
uh,
I'm also not
Braska's
French.
changed, or Peter, I should say, has changed his mind. He's now calling you Gambit.
Okay.
He's had an awakening moment.
Like
Can I
Gambit
speak
or
for
like
Braska
Twisted
in my
Fate are
Joe
the two
Swanson
immediate-
voice? Because his
Your-
name is Because his name is Peter. Like, be like, hey Peter.
Oh yeah. Peter.
That's actually pretty good.
Yo,
That's
Peter.
really spot on.
And you
That's
end
pretty
the
good.
beckoning, Peter. Please.
Joe
All
from
right.
Family Guy.
Joe Swanson. from
So we're all
Family Guy.
established as cool guys.
Hey, Peter.
We're buddies.
Peter.
Hey Peter.
Hey, Braska.
Sorry.
Stop those beckonings.
Let's keep it going
Yeah,
all
sorry.
night long.
Not to derail too hard.
You're gonna break me. You're gonna break
With
me.
Joe
Sorry.
Swanson impressions.
Joe Swanson.
God, I wish I could remember his name.
Patrick Warburton.
Thank
Well,
you.
yeah.
He's all over the place.
I love Patrick Warburton.
Whenever
he's-
they need
he's
like
very
a himbo kind of like big
Yeah.
sort of
Big
dumb
dude
guy,
voice,
they always
yeah.
get him.
Yeah. He does a
So
great job.
now that we're all acquainted, oh by the way, don't refer to me as Braska. That was the name that like everyone else gave me. I'm Peter. I'm Peter to my friends. Sound good?
Hey Peter.
There it is.
Yeah,
Couldn't hold it
yeah,
back.
yeah, I mean, it's only a matter of time.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay.
I can't stop it.
Peter.
All right.
So
It's just so fun to say too. You know? that's what makes it so hard to not do it. Is it's so fun to do.
So obviously you guys have talked to Archons. You've
Yeah.
scoured Elyssia for my little escape room puzzle that you solved.
Word for
Avi,
one
you
at one
must have
point.
questions. I doubt that. Well, the last remaining Archons I remember were Hastir, which Gamar Galore and myself made sure my dad wasn't going to do anything else. Gamar himself, ooh, so frightening. Sue, who mysteriously vanished, and one other. His name was Seymour, but he just seemed to kind of vanish too.
Well, we don't know a Seymour, but I think we've literally run into all the other Archons you've mentioned.
No.
Well,
We've-
that's
we've-
good at least.
Yeah, we met Sue.
Where is
Yeah.
she?
A different plane of
Would
existence.
you like to know, Weather Boy?
Yeah, not
Well,
not something we'd like to share
fine.
with you.
We're still on the getting to know each other phase. I don't expect everyone to divulge everything at this point.
Well, knowing what you've done to previous Archons, she was pretty friendly, so not on the up and up for you to know, really.
The thing with the Archons is they're not our friends or our allies, despite what they'd like to tell you. They're our masters. Well, your masters, I should say. And they're not very good at it. They're kind of assholes, which is where I come in, or decided to come in.
You know, I think I can agree with that more than anyone else here.
Oh, you got, special, Archon privileges there, buddy? Gambit?
Worked for Gamar for a little while.
Oh, you were Gamar's, were you in his deep pockets, or were you bent over?
He's bent over.
I made money for him.
He was
You were bent over then.
Okay, well.
And Gamar's an interesting fellow. Likes to talk a big game, a little bit squeamish, a little bit squirrely. First one to throw his money out there whenever he needs something, or whenever he wants to save his own skin. It wasn't easy to kind of buy his favor for a little bit, though I'm sure if he knew I was back, he'd be a little bit squirrely about the whole thing. So let's talk C19, gentlemen. Obviously, you've done all of this. You've resurrected me. You've heard of all these terms about archons and gods and all this stuff, but none of it really makes a lot of sense, right?
No.
You've
No, no.
clearly seen some sort of special place north of here, I will assume. A silhouette floating in a beam of energy guarded by a bunch of chickens. Well, kind of like that one right there.
That we did see.
Excellent.
We
So you're a
will.
little bit more in the know than the average everyday person. I don't normally go around and explain this to people, and kind of the entire idea of the world getting, ripped apart for them, drives people insane. But usually if you've made it this far, or you've seen what you've seen, I can, I guess, assume that you can handle it. I just want to make sure everyone's aware of what we're dealing with right here. Why I might not be the big asshole that you've been told that I've been for however long you've been alive.
By all means.
Obviously, you realize
I'll
that
take that
I'm
one.
referring to this world as C19 or Kalis 19, correct?
That's pretty obvious.
What if I were to tell you there's 18 other iterations of Kalis, possibly under different names, but it doesn't really matter. Kalis is the latest iteration.
I feel like that's somewhat implied with the 19.
It is, but are we
Do you
aware
mean-
of that?
You refer to them as if they exist currently, not as if they were.
They do exist currently.
That we were not aware.
It's an interesting state trying to describe all of this because it's a weird concept in general. There's 18 other variations of Kalis out there, ranging from the first incarnation, which was a bog standard fantasy world that ended up dealing with a dragon cult and a horrible demonic dragon goddess that sought to destroy the world, to a fairy tale fantasy land where the whimsical and mystical could happen, to a Eastern European styled landmass that ended up getting
yes,
conquered
European.
by a
Yeah, Europe, whenever that is.
angry vampire, or perhaps a realm that ended up getting dominated by a bunch of massively powerful, I guess you could call them genie-like people. Didn't really last too long, considering the Archons realized that their powers weren't, too susceptible to in a world where they made their own creations godlike. You see,
I think
all
he may
of
have interacted
you.
with one of those.
Ah, well, they may be known to pass through. It's not difficult to pass between the 19 realms that makes up this entire system. It's just you just need to know how or have the power to. You see, Kalis 19, or what do you guys call it at this point? Elyssia, is that what I'm getting?
Elyssia, yes.
That is
Elyssia is the latest, and if I have anything to say about it, the last incarnation in a series of realms created where I come from,
Earth.
Earth, to house people. A game, you could say.
We just
It's
got Sword Art Online, but we're
Ye-
NPCs.
well,
If
I
you die in
wouldn't
the
call
game, you die for real.
I wouldn't call you non-player characters. You're autonomous. You have thoughts and feelings and dreams and goals, and you age and you die. But that was the concept behind this project. The project that one of my father, as well as 9 others, led. A sort of mystical fantasy realm that people could transport themselves into and play until their heart's content. They could be whatever they wanted to be, from the bravest of knights, a fearless adventurer, or a lowly peasant. The same type of thing that, where I would come from, a video game could give them, but with one major key difference. In this so-called video game that you obviously have no clue what is, there can only be a limitation of what people can tell you. Who here is married? Okay, who here wants to be married?
I took a vow.
Who here wants to drop nut?
Sentinel raises.
Tetra?
All right, thank you. I'm glad the giant chicken does. So imagine that the lady that you have courted is willing to go all the way with you, but she only has 5 dialogue options. And every time you talk to her, it's the same 5 pieces of dialogue in a row. How romantic is that?
Oh, it depends on
Not
what the
very.
dialogue is.
Not a lot of intimacy there. Oh, even if it is very intimate, it's going to get old really quick as you just, scroll through that. C19, or this entire project, was designed to alleviate all of that. Essentially by creating a real thriving living world, a biodome, you could say, operated by a system maintained or set up to maintain the entire system that people like myself or Anne or any of the Archons could insert themselves into, having their consciousness placed within this biodome to experience and live, to enjoy ourselves, to play a game, to have a second life, to be something that we weren't. And all of you fulfill that goal. Essentially, to me, you're nothing more than entities designed to exist for my amusement. But I don't think that, because you're all autonomous. Jack Sparrow, what's your number 1 goal in life right now?
Now, I guess to end the beckonings.
To end the beckonings. What was your number 1 goal in life for the future?
Probably the last one. The least person you'd want to ask that question, because I don't. After the beckonings are over, I'm not particularly sure I have one.
Then you know what? What do you want to do on your last day?
Sail aboard a ship and watch a beautiful sunset.
Jack Sparrow wants to sail aboard a ship and watch a beautiful sunset. Gambit, how about you? What do you want for the future?
Well, I mean, currently it's also stopping the beckonings.
The future. We're talking 50 years.
Well, for being completely honest, at this point, I mean, I wouldn't mind overtaking Gamar's little personal realm at this point.
Overthrow an Archon. It's a pretty big, lofty goal for a non-player character. And what about you, Colonel? Big chicken's got to want big plans, right?
I don't know. I think people still need help out in the world, and so I think I'd just keep roaming town to town, seeing what I could do to assist anyone.
The
Look out for
Colonel
them.
wants to help as many people as he can. A simple task, but a task that's driven from the heart. Does any of this sound like a created entity that can just say 5 different things every time you talk to it? Absolutely not. You're all living, breathing people. You function in this world. You add to its environment, you add to its economy, you add to its religions, everything that makes up C19 or Elyssia or whatever you call it now matters. It's not just a place. So you might say to yourself, where does good old Peter come into all of this? Well, that, my friends, is an excellent question. Because I am here not necessarily of my own free will. The entire project kind of took a different turn. You see, my father, or as you know him as Hastier, one of the 9 archons or 9 original creators of all of this, he placed me in here along with Anne due to outside circumstances. I don't necessarily know where everyone's medical terminology and prowess comes from at this age. It'd be nice if we had a doctor here with us.
He'll probably know what you're talking about there.
I had
Being
what is
honest.
referred to as stage 4 brain cancer with 3 months left to live. So what did Dad do? He hooked me up, stuck my conscience here in C19. Didn't ask me, but here I am. Anne, from what she told me, was in a horrific car accident on life support. Most likely wouldn't live. Her uncle was Gamar, or is Gamar. They pay a little bit of money, hooked her consciousness up into the system, hoping that they could help her body so they could bring her back. So we became residents here of C19 against our wills. It's very strange to wake up after a very long sleep, feeling like the world was going to end, only to see stars above you, beautiful smells, and elves and dwarves, and all of these other strange creatures that you've only read about in books. They're now real life to you because we were inserted into this place. But we weren't just inserted as the average regular person, we were inserted as players, as people intended to use the system, given special privileges and access. Now, the system isn't some autonomous, all-knowing, all-powerful piece. It simply maintains this biosphere here, the weather patterns. It ensures that nothing's going to destroy it. It maintains all of the different elements, but everything else mostly functions in and of itself. Anne and I were given access to that system. We were able to do special things with it. We were able to perform magic that did not yet exist in C19 until I made sure that it did. So me, a stuttering 19-year-old lad, met a elf who opted to take me to a city because I was supposedly special. And, well, your history books most likely record the rest. Probably with a significant number of discrepancies, but they record the rest. I decided that the Archons themselves were wrong. You see, C19 has a history that dates far beyond me, which you would assume means that the world has existed far beyond me. In fact, C19 has existed for exactly 10 years. Your time, when I was inserted. Everything else was made up. Crafted by the creators, by the Archons, your best friends, it would seem. And I was brought into this place to sort of serve as a guiding protector until they could figure out how to bring me back into our realm and fix me. For every 1 year here is exactly 1 hour where I come from, giving me more time than I could ever imagine. Years in Elyssia. At this point, I don't even know what's happened to my body. I could be dead for all I know. My consciousness simply exists here, but that's fine. Because Kalis 19, or Elyssia, is where I call home. It's my place. You're my people. And I like all of you. And I want you all to like me. That's where this all stems from. making sure that all of you are safe and all of you are protected. The Archons had a different idea. To you, you were all a game. You were all money. You were all a way to monetize. Monetize you all. You were designed to insert people in here so they could live entire lives. They could experience an adventure like never before in a real, living, thriving world that didn't turn off when they decided to. They could take an entire lifetime here in Elyssia, die, and the system, because they were inserted, would simply do what the system does and resurrect them. You could be resurrected as a small child with the mind of an adult, obviously, smarter, more capable than the average baby. The ultimate form of blinded wish fulfillment, you could say. You know, you're a 4-year-old that can speak and talk like an adult, understand concepts that a 30 or 40-year-old would. Wouldn't you be considered a prodigy? The ultimate form of wish fulfillment. Or you could take wish fulfillment in a completely different way. You could be the grand champion of a great city or nation and fight off the evil hordes of undead and the lords and whatever else the hero needs to do in the moment. And then you die, either of old age or in battle, only to immediately be resurrected as the next hero summoned in to do it all again. The ultimate form of wish fulfillment. So I'm also the ultimate form of wish fulfillment, but I don't believe in the ultimate form of wish fulfillment because everything has to come from hard work and strife and tears and blood and sweat. And I didn't agree with it. Sure, I have undeniable powers. I think we can all attest to this. I am able to communicate with a system that functions and runs this entire system here, but I wasn't content with that. The Archons were. They were more than willing to allow the world to destroy itself in the means of monetization, the means of pleasure, and the means of fun. And I said, no. Because all of you matter to me. Right down to the smallest little insect. Because this is a real place to me. So, I rejected the Archons. And then, she wanted to go home. She wanted to be done with all of it. She said, we don't belong in C-19. We don't belong in Kalis. We should go home. We should die. That's what's expected. And I said, no. Because we were put here for a reason. To fucking save this place. Now, I know what you're thinking right now. This Peter guy sounds like he's got a fucking ego complex. He thinks he's a god. I do not believe myself a god. I am simply someone who's been put here against his will with immense powers. I am no messiah brought down before you to bring salvation to this entire world, to fix what is wrong. But, if someone wishes to believe that, who am I to tell them that they are wrong? Anyways, I decided that C-19 is a place that needed to exist. It needed to be apart from everything. And the Archons were never going to let that happen. So, using the powers that I had been invested by them, I found the location of the hub, which, interestingly enough, contains another, like Anna and myself, trapped within this sort of nebulous vortex. And I convinced that person to introduce what you refer to as magic to the world. Essentially, my system privileges to all of you, or any capable of learning it. The system manipulates the elements, air, wind, water, fire, anything you can think of. You're able to control and craft these type of things. Something I could do. Now, all of you can do it. That is important. Because if I am able to do it, why should the rest of you be able to do it? It would make sense, wouldn't it? The entire world could thrive and function and grow if everyone had the opportunity to harness these elements. So why did the Archons hold on to it themselves? Why weren't they giving it to the rest of you? That's what I asked. That's what I made sure to give you all. And then at that point, they weren't too happy with me, and it became dealing with them. One by one. Yes, I manipulated the system and changed a few things so that they couldn't be revived. Their DNA conscious makeup that the system would accept and revive if they died has been rejected. So when they die, they can't come back in unless they manipulate it in some way, shape, or form. Probably a task easier said than done. So the only ones that were made are Gumar and Sue and Seymour Ellington, the asshole that seems to be another financer. Garbage.
Why is that name familiar?
Because we've met him. He was the Duke. Duke Seymour Ellington. The man who's obsessed with the Bee Gees.
No way!
That
Oh
is
my
why we know
God.
that name.
Oh, I didn't put two together.
Yeah,
oh
no,
my
I heard
God.
the first time he said Seymour, I was like, do we know a
Ellington
Seymour?
is what made it ring for
Yeah,
me.
Oh
Seymour
my
Ellington
God.
together. It
He
was like,
the
oh,
Duke.
we know that
Oh.
guy.
We should have.
Interesting.
He's an
Yeah.
Archon.
You know that?
That makes so much sense.
No, that makes a lot of sense given what happened.
Ethan just blew our fucking minds.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That
technically,
was not ready for
I
that
guess I don't know if I'm saying this above board or in game, so whatever. But that means Joel is from actual Earth and
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
user. Somebody inserted him into the game.
yeah, he
Yeah.
got used
Yeah,
to
I was about to say we should bring Peter back to the end just to meet Joel.
I was thinking this whole time he'd probably get along very well with Joel.
I'm sure they'll meet at some point.
Yeah,
I'm
we need
sure.
him to end the Beckonings, but
Yeah, Beckoning's
so
a
I guess you cleared it up. But my question was going to be when you stole the power of the Archons and you absorbed them, did they? If I hate saying this because I don't even know if I believe you, but in the real world or your world where you come from,
Correct
did they
you.
die there?
They are not. You are not in the real. You are in the real world. You're in your real world.
Fair.
This
It's
isn't a
Earth.
game.
In your
Where
This
world.
isn't
where-
numbers
where-
ago.
in Earth, did they die there? As
No, their consciousness simply went back to their bodies. They just have
Okay.
no way of coming back, unless they figured out a process to come back. And talking to you, it doesn't seem like they have yet.
No,
The system was
it's a little bit of
designed to
both.
maintain itself and protect itself. A couple tweaks and changes made it so that it's more difficult to insert someone that we don't want.
Okay.
So, I'm sure this is a lot of information for you.
Yeah.
The entire conflict between me and Anne, a discrepancy of beliefs, hers that we should go back to where we belong, mine that we should continue to preserve. C19 led to a large battle. We both died. But the system brings the users back. Obviously, it'd be no point if you could die in the game and you'd never be able to come back. So I was resurrected. Kind of came up with a little game to bring me back. It can take a certain amount of time. Unless something weird has happened, Anne should be back as well, which would be interesting. Because I'd be keen to talk to her, if she is, for all these thousands of years, supposedly, that have happened.
That's another reason to go to the inn.
You keep mentioning this inn, which sounds very cool. I'm not gonna lie.
We run.
I
a
like
It
business,
is
so-
cool.
we are
Yeah.
proprietors.
Do
of
you
a
like
very-
pizza?
Yeah, of course I like pizza. Fuck, man, I haven't had pizza in a
Well,
long time.
we
I mean,
don't serve
thousands
pizza.
of years, obviously.
But the restaurant across the street does serve
How
pizza.
how quickly can we end the beckonings? What does
Well,
that entail?
Here's the thing about the beckonings and the system. The system is deeply integrated into C19, as well as the other 18 realms. It's not designed to be viewed, it's not designed to be manipulated. It hides itself. As it stands right now, there's absolutely nothing I can do to end the beckonings. Unless we get the system to react and show itself. So, we got to do that. We got to get it going. Makes sense?
How
No.
does
Yeah, how do
one
we
get the system
accomplish that?
going?
Simply put, we need to convince it. We need to give it a situation where the system views itself as needing to appear and do the thing. So, thinking about it, who is in charge of Elyssia right now?
Well, there's no general king, but there's a figurehead.
Okay.
A religious
Where-
figurehead.
where do I hail right now?
Well, he's kind of in a coma currently.
Oh yeah,
There is a king, technically.
true.
Yes, there is a king.
In the north.
Yes. Where did Elise or not Elise? Where did Morelli go to? What's that place called again?
Pragla.
Thank
she
you,
went to
Pragla.
Pragla.
Yes, there's a king in Pragla.
Yes, so you guys are on the Vanatirian Peninsula, and King Alistair Vanatir is the king of
Yes.
the Vanatirian Peninsula.
Yes.
Yes. He does not reside in Highwater. I was referring to the pontiff, who's more like the religious leader. But...
Yeah,
He's
religion, schmeligion.
He is kind of
Let me
more
guess.
the leader than the king, if I'm being honest.
Rumo's just gonna
No.
be looking at his highly decorated armor that has like carvings to the goddess on it.
All this imagery and everything.
There's Maui.
We can get the system to react. I just want to talk to your leader. Convince him who I am. We get the system to reveal itself. We head to where it is, which I believe is north of here. We end the Beckonings.
So how does you talking to our leader? get
He's
the
going to
system
kill the
react?
leader.
I'm not going to kill the leader. That'd be the dumbest thing I could do.
It would cause a big stir in the world.
Well, why won't
It
you
would
tell
co-
us?
What I'm trying to do is create a series chain of events that are going to get the system to show itself. All it's going to involve is me speaking to whoever the king is to convince him to hand power over to me. That will cause enough of an upset to get the system to show itself. And I know what you're thinking. Oh my god, the big Satan guy wants power. He's going to take everything over. Oh my fucking god. Blah. I just need you to trust me on this one. At this point, I want nothing more than you guys, than Elyssia, to be free of anything terrible. I love you all. You're the ones that have given me a second lease on life. I was gonna die in like 2 months of brain cancer. Just dead. Totally dead. And I got put here. And I had a stutter, and I couldn't talk to women, and I was a fucking piece of shit. And then I popped up here, and through adventures and power and kingdoms and being declared a god, I was given an entirely second lease on life. Why would I want to get rid of that?
Well, there is one problem with this plan.
Okay.
We have no connection to the king.
Well, we'll find a connection to the king. Fuck, if you tell him Braska showed up, I'm sure the king's gonna freak the hell out.
That is fair.
Yeah, I know.
I can
you make a
swap
good
my
point.
dick out on the table and be
No
like
problem.
Braska's dick, and they'll
Right.
probably just let me in,
Man,
okay?
even you people, I swear. No matter where we go, I mean, if
Where
Dr.
it's
Watts was here,
from,
he'd be
this is where
complaining
it
about it
stems
too.
from.
Yeah, I
Dicks.
swear. No wonder. Yeah, no wonder. Was one of the people who's like the main.
It's almost like this entire world is operated by one person, and just their only sense of humor is penis related. It's just depressing.
Crazy. It's weird.
You almost
Okay.
wonder why they're even existing at this point.
Like everywhere
So
we go.
I
Regardless.
don't want to believe you, but we really don't have much of a choice because you
Yeah.
are the thing that we literally spent the most of our journey together
About like a
trying
year
to
now, I think.
accomplish. So,
Awesome.
Been a long time.
unless anybody else objects,
I mean, I don't think we're stopping the beckonings otherwise, so. Unless there's some alternative.
Tetra, who's with you and has said nothing, has her opinions, but she will keep them to herself because her opinions don't matter.
Wow.
But she's a woman.
Whoa.
wait.
No, because she's
You
an
did not
NPC.
need to go that
Here we
far
go.
either. Oh my
Good
god.
Everybody,
Here we go.
I love how the DM
Well,
has a character
it's
going
been a
on
good run,
giant spiel
guys.
about
We're
how
no longer-
NPCs matter, and then immediately goes, Tetra doesn't matter because she's an NPC. That's
Yeah.
my favorite thing ever.
Literally a
It's
whole
like,
tirade about how none of these people are
The
NPCs.
problem is, I don't want you guys to spend 5 minutes with me talking to myself. So
That's fair.
No,
That's fair.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
She gives us her opinions. The Spark Notes is, she agrees.
the Spark Notes is she's very cautious and
Yeah,
doesn't
sure.
really know what to
You know what?
think after
Here's
learning what
here's
she
the
learned.
deal. You know what, Braska? Here's
Peter.
Here's what I'll be going. Peter.
Whatever.
Hey, Peter.
Peter.
Whatever,
What?
it's Peter.
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 Hey, Peter.
Peter.
Hey, Peter. I think you should meet our boy Joe.
Yeah,
For-
I agree with that. Joel's a
For
pretty good guy.
any reason, we'll do this for you. We'll get you to meet the king. But if
Awesome.
for any reason we decide we don't trust you anymore, regardless of your doing or not, we just wake up in the morning and we're like, we don't trust you anymore. This guy over here, I'm gonna point to room, gets to smash you with a hammer at full.
You know what?
It'll do it, don't you?
Azrael, excuse me, Jack Sparrow. Nicknames are on nickname basis now. We're buds. If you ever get to the
Alright.
point where you don't trust me anymore, I will let Kratos smash with his hammer, and then I will rain almighty fury down upon you because he tried to smash you with a hammer. How's that sound?
Not great, but I guess that's
Well,
close
I
as
mean-
I mean, that's
as
just
we have.
that's the nature of the inquiry there. Not gonna
Yeah.
let you smash with a hammer. I got a pretty face.
Right.
A lot
but
of
if you're
magic
evil,
went into this.
Well, if you're evil.
the illusion of trust. Remember the illusion.
Yeah, well,
Like-
I get it. I get it. You walked into a room, you thought you were gonna get like, a big statue that was gonna like just solve all your problems, and I showed up, and you're just like, who is this very attractive man that is naked in front of me right now? And it was me. So the trust will be earned. The trust will be built. By the time we get to Pregla, we're gonna be best buds. I'm gonna know what I'm gonna say as the best man at your wedding. That's how good of friends we're gonna be by the time we get to Pregla.
Well, as much as I look forward to that, the world's gonna end anyways, and you're pretty much our only option. So
Beautiful. I
Yeah.
love being the only option. I've been told that before. You're kind of a stuttering little twerp, but you're our only option. So I guess we're gonna go with you. You want to know what happened? They gave me a crown and they made me a freaking king, and I became the ruler and leader of a bunch of stuff. So never judge a book by its cover.
I don't know about never.
Oh, well, okay, real quick. Actually, we do have to judge a book by its cover, real quick. I have two questions. Very important questions that really
no.
are going to determine a lot of things here.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask both of them. And how you answer the first one is directly going to impact how I'm hoping you answer the second one. So just keep that in mind.
Okay.
First question.
Yeah.
Do we, in
God.
Kalis 19, Elyssia, whatever, do we have a systematic compound of pure, clean drinking water easily distributed amongst the masses, not just in large cities, but to those in rural communities?
No.
No, I don't believe so.
yeah, I'm gonna go above board and say no.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't believe
wow,
so.
okay. Whew. 1,000 years happened, and fuck, what do we do? All right. Okay. Second question.
Oh God. This is gonna be so dumb.
Where's the bathroom?
Is the lingerie game on point?
What?
Is the lingerie game?
Ruma's gonna look at Arthur and Darby.
What? I
There
mean,
are
admittedly, actually, I
fashionistas.
probably would be one of the people here with the most interaction with it. Not by
Is it-
choice. I don't know. I don't care. I don't pay attention to it. Ask Gamar.
I'm probably the one with the most, I got the most knowledge of this. I don't know. I don't care. I don't pay attention to that.
Well, I mean, being in Gamar's realm every now and again, I probably would have interacted with people just running around in lingerie, but...
But was it on
It's
point?
enough to shiver my timbers. So
Okay,
there you
so
go.
are we talking like someone put a lot of effort into it, or just
I'm
a
done
little?
with this conversation.
No,
Yeah.
no. This is important. Okay?
It's not. It really
It is
isn't.
incredibly important. I'm going to tell you why it's important right now.
Okay.
Because we right now live in a magical world with the ability to create and do whatever we want with magic, including world peace, clean energy, the ability to have drinking water distributed to anyone that we want to, because fucking magic exists. And you're trying to tell me that some fuck off said, you know what? Instead of doing all that, I'm gonna make sexy underwear. That's bad writing, and I don't tolerate bad writing.
You know, Azrael, that's just an off point. How's all this magic going for you? You know, all the spells and stuff you cast.
I don't seem to have much anymore.
Look back at it.
Well then, I'm just gonna assume the answer was no, and we're all good. Because if the answer was yes, we just have to start over from the beginning. We're not gonna tolerate that here.
What?
I mean, if that were the case,
Okay.
I'll have to
Gentlemen!
leave you here. Well, I suppose that we should probably be on our way.
So
Yes.
From that interaction, you're saying that you're angry that fresh water isn't available to everybody, but you are angry if fresh water wasn't available to everybody, and our lingerie game was on point because
No,
somebody
he's
spent
angry
more time-
because yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
the
angry.
energy should have been spent towards that, and no.
Exactly. Thank you. Someone gets it. You wanna present me a world where we're living in the Dark Ages, but everyone's running around in skimpy underwear. Doesn't make sense.
Gives you the highest AC.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, so you're mad. You'd be more mad if. Okay, I got it.
Correct. I'd be very upset.
I hate
I
how
was
That
this
is
just trying to
works,
make
literally-
sure
bro.
you weren't
literally-
prioritizing the wrong things.
No, I was
was good.
prioritizing clean drinking water for everybody and being upset when people didn't prioritize that for the general people. Literally, when I created my kingdom and I created the to-do list, my first number one point was clean drinking water for everyone, no sexy underwear until that happens. And everyone just looked at me like I was crazy, and they were wrong. So we're just gonna go with that.
Fair.
Well,
That's fair.
I don't think any of us necessarily disagree with that notion, but I don't know
See?
why we're
I was just
arguing
making
about
the
it.
point that you were saying that magic is for everybody, and there are people who do not do any magic.
The
Like Dr.
magic, the magic is a strange thing. The system is what supplies it because it's what controls it, and you need to have access to the system. The Dusk Elves, the original ones I gave magic to, are probably the best at doing it, and everyone else has sort of trickled over the years. What I'm getting at, though,
Okay, that's
is
fair.
we have all of this ability for magic. We have all of these really cool things we can do with it, and nobody's stepping up to do anything with it.
Well,
What have you done recently with it, Gambit?
well, to
Yeah, Gambit.
to backpedal slightly from that question, the reason why I'm sure there's not a lot of magic going around is because the Dusk Elves are heavily disliked, and nobody wants to
Oh.
be around them or deal with them,
Who-
and they've been
Who
relentlessly
fucking decided
persecuted.
that? Who decided that?
Everyone else.
You did when you were labeled the Satan of
Yeah,
our
that
world.
that kind of
Wow.
really put the nail on the
We're gonna
coffin
fix
there.
that real quick. Okay. The Colonel, I want you to start a vision board for us right now. Vision
Okay.
number 1,
Yep.
talk
Setting up his
to
nose.
the king. Vision number 2,
Pizza.
and the beckoning. Vision number 3,
Deal special.
no, I don't know what that is, but you
It's
tell
a
me about it
pizza.
later.
You should.
Excellent. Vision number 3, clean drinking water for everyone.
Hey, Peter.
Vision number 4, no more
we
Dusk
got
Elf
a Dale special?
persecution. Vision number 5, Colonel, you know this.
He does. He's
Pizza.
got it.
Sexy underwear.
Boom! Someone gets the dream.
Okay.
All right. Vision boards created, gentlemen.
Okay.
Off to wherever the hell we're going to meet your king.
Okay.
Great. Love it. Wonderful.
I'm gonna pull Darby aside and ask him if he thinks that Braska will believe that Skippy is our king.
I mean, it's not like he would know.
Right, right.
You would know.
We could try. We could try.
Skippy can't even make a full fucking sentence, dude.
That doesn't mean he can't be the
Greatest
king.
conversation in history is Braska believing full stop believing
100%.
that Skippy was king.
Oh god.
I mean, who else would it be? Right? It'd be Skippy, or it'd be
It's just dumb enough to be believable though, because like,
Mr.
nobody
Drango
thinks
himself.
that
yeah,
he'd
or
believe-
it'd be Mr. Drangle himself, Meepo. Those are the
No,
only two
he-
options, really.
As soon as he'd talk about his own Drangle, be over the hill on it.
You know, you bring up a good point. I'm gonna turn around to Braska, and I'll pull out one of the counterfeit coins.
Oh god.
So we do have one great piece of magic that's been recently invented.
Oh no.
All right, hit me up.
So, wait,
this-
Brendan keeps calling these counterfeit coins.
Because
They're
I
real
literally
coins.
made counterfeits. Like as
They're
soon
no
as we learned about it.
different than real money. No
They are.
different
They
than
have
real
no
Dringle.
value.
Yes,
They
they're
have
no different than
no va-
actual Dringle coin because they literally are worth
Exactly.
nothing.
They are real Dringle coin.
As far as I'm
It's
concerned,
a
they're real.
decentralized currency.
That's
Anyone
true.
can
They
make
are
it.
real Drango coins. You know what? I'm gonna go change that in my inventory. No, so there's this wonderful thing called I don't even remember what it was called. It was called like the mage
Mage
bat or
coin.
something.
It's mage coin.
But we have Drangle coin. It's a wonderful currency that uses magic. Our good
Doesn't
friend
use
Meepo
magic.
invented it.
It was a swindle by Gamar.
Oh, if it's a swindle by Gamar, we have to dismantle it because Gamar is a fucking asshole.
Yeah, I
No.
mean, it is entirely a scam.
Okay. The Colonel, after sexy underwear, add another thing to the vision board. Kill Gamar. All right, good.
Gotcha.
Maybe we could
Vision
bump that one
set.
up a little
We're
bit.
ready to go, gentlemen.
Bump it up to like
Okay.
4.
We're getting busy.
Where you
We
got
got a
it?
lot going on that vision board. I'm sure things are going to get added to it. You know what they say about life? It's all about the goal method. I'm sure goal is an acronym for something, but to me, it's just goal.
Got it.
Well then.
All right. So where we headed? Where's your king at? Big cool city. You know, does he live in a tent? I mean, I don't know what's happened in 1,000 years here. You guys all look pretty put
He's
together.
actually a hobbling that makes grilled cheese sandwiches.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Come on.
You
I just
gotta-
upgraded my my charisma.
Good
Just
for
for
there you
this.
go.
There we go. All right, that is a solid 4 for
Nice.
13.
Ooh,
Wow.
You got a
Jack Sparrow, I love that pirate enthusiasm, but you're full of shit. Who's actually your king?
He was very excited about that.
Yeah,
You're
well,
right. You're right. It's his brother who doesn't make grilled cheese, but is named grilled cheese.
I like the double ploy. Still full of shit. Who's actually your king?
We don't.
Oh,
I mean, we know his
Bruma
name,
knows
but
his
we
name.
don't know.
Bruma. What's the name of
Yeah.
our king?
Alistair something something.
Vanetarian. You know the Vanetarian Peninsula, guys. I've only
Literally
said it
named after him.
100 times.
Alistair something.
Yeah, it's Alistair. We don't need the rest.
You know what,
King
gentlemen?
Alistair.
The fact that you don't know your king by name, I'm okay with. And the reason being is fuck the patriarchy. That's what we're all here about for,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Yeah.
right. Hashtag.
Hashtag.
Yeah. Whatever
We
that
don't know
is.
what
Fuck-
that is.
Yeah.
Fuck leadership. Fuck
It
the
sounds
patriarchy.
evil, though, whatever
Fuck
it
the
is.
man. Yeah, the whole reason we're in the mess right now that we're in is because of the man. And all we need to do is get rid of the man and put me in charge, and it'll all get better.
Wow.
Well,
Uh,
after we
part
end
of that one.
Beckonings and we do the vision board, right, Colonel? What's on that vision board?
Not really feeling the
Uh,
same. part of
Armor
that.
1. Talk to the king.
King.
Putting you in charge isn't anywhere on our vision.
Killing Gamar.
Yep,
That
yeah.
that was way down on that
No,
vision
it's
board.
like
That was
number
not
Number
three.
2 is end beckonings. 3 is get water.
Drinking water.
No,
sexy
3 is kill
underwear.
Gamar.
4
I'm
is
pretty
sexy
sure.
underwear.
Then 5 is,
We're all gonna die.
kill
Kill
Gamar.
Gamar.
You missed one.
You
of
And
them.
forgot
then,
about
and then
Dusk
6
Scalps.
Oh,
is-
right. And the persecution.
All
effect.
right.
Yes, that one was
Very
number
clearly,
4.
Colonel, you didn't write down the vision board. So get a piece of paper out and write down the vision board. Number 1. Talk
Kill
to King
Gamar.
Alistair
Oh,
Vanetier.
sorry.
Number 2. End the beckoning.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Number 3.
Kill Gamar.
Water.
Water. Clean drinking water.
Yep.
Number
that's good.
4. End the
Sexy.
persecution against the Dusk Elves.
Nope.
Number 5. Sexy underwear.
Underwear.
And
There
number
it is.
6. Kill Gamar.
Gotcha.
See, and so from those 6 items, nowhere on that list install Braska as our head of.
Absolutely correct. Sentinel. 7th item.
No, no, don't need to take this one
I'm
down.
pretty
Alright,
sure the
alright.
board can only hold 6
right.
items at a time.
You're right.
so-
Getting ahead of myself. We have to add more to the vision board before that happens. So
Of course.
we're gonna make a whole. It's gonna be a whole collage here by the time we're done, folks. We're gonna be good for years. Goal method. Gambit. I need you to figure out what the goal acronym means. Add that to the vision board. Figure out what goal acronym means. That could come after. You know what? That's pretty easy. Why don't you sandwich that in between Meet the King and the backings? That can kind of be like a 1.5 on the vision board. You know, it's not a priority, but it's on the vision board. So great. All
course.
right. We got to get out of the super mystery dungeon here. That's probably the big nasty that everyone wants to do right now.
Well, I should probably go find Dr. Watts. first, and then.
Oh yeah, we gotta find House. He wandered off, and he's doing whatever.
Yeah, he's kind of doing his own thing.
All right, we go find House,
Mhm.
then we go get out of here, and then we go meet the king. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, Braska has joined your party.
All right, sweet. Level 2 Braska.
Level
me
2
too.
Braska.
Peter.
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 Peter has
Hey,
joined your
Peter.
party.
Damn it. Hey, Peter.
So what is the party's decision here?
Let's go find.
We're gonna murder Braska. That's our
We're
decision.
gonna fight him right now.
Ruma just
Oh,
wants
boy.
to cry. He doesn't know what's going on.
I
His
mean,
brain
hey,
isn't big enough.
he doesn't have his weapons as far as we're aware.
I need to download more RAM because this ain't processing.
Everyone's got to buy
We had
himself
to
another
figure out a way to
storage
get all
drive
the way
up
over
there.
to Pragla from the Dragon Reach Mountains.
Yeah, we don't really have a way out of here easily, do we?
No.
Oh, I got you guys there. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
I wouldn't make a way out of my own dungeon without getting a way out of my own dungeon.
Well, not so much out of the dungeon, more so from.
You did kind of start the beckonings without stopping them, so
Yeah, there was that.
I will take that. I will take that.
But also, it's more getting out of the city the dungeon was in. The city
Oh,
where
yeah.
the king is. That's kind of more
We'll do that. We'll do
a
that.
conundrum.
all right. Well, we're
Our
all
right
together
here
now.
left.
Boom! House is here. Let's go.
All right,
Hey,
so
Hal.
you guys wander off and you find, as Peter had said, the dungeon that was kind of this like pristine, sort of like weird metallic like construct is very dilapidated at this point. The room that you step out into that had all like the tanks of water have all cracked and been drained. There are bones of creatures littered about, and as you kind of walk down the halls, everything just seems to be falling apart, is in disrepair. There's no living person in the dungeon, something that Jamie is very quick to report to you when you find him.
Oh no, the
wait,
moose! Is the moose alive?
Would you like to go to the
Oh,
room
yeah,
with the
we
moose?
Yeah.
we need to check the moose.
There is no moose in the room, just bones.
I will
Are they
summon
moose
El
bones?
Bogut to mourn the loss of the moose.
They are moose bones.
I can't believe the greatest character in the whole campaign is dead! The random
gonna look-
moose!
I'm gonna
Second
look at
greatest,
the
second
pile
greatest.
of
The
bones,
elephant's
and
number
I'm gonna
one.
look at Braska and be like, "Hey, Peter, what the fuck is this?"
Where's the moose, Peter?
Well, you
Where's
have to
the
understand
moose,
when we
Peter?
built this dungeon, I wasn't like anticipating it being thousands of years before I got brought back. So the failsafe was the illusion, but the illusions have been going on for a long time. So
You know,
I can't
I'm
help it.
gonna
Moose is dead.
pull out the script, since we did get the script at one
Hey,
point.
you got the script.
And I'm gonna flip to see if there's anything
The
in the
script
script
is
about
actually
it.
just a pile of dust now because it was an
Oh.
illusion itself. It just falls apart when you pull it out.
Oh. Well, I was gonna see if there's
Ruma's
anything in
head
the script
hurts.
about the moose dying, but apparently not.
Peter, I need alcohol.
I don't have any booze. I'm a non-drinker type. I don't
That's
drink.
that's Asriel. That's what he does.
Sure,
He
God.
has them.
I mean, okay. Remember, I do
He's
not
just a
claim to be a
dude.
god. I'm just a dude. If somebody wants to claim me as a god, I'm not
You
gonna.
wouldn't stop them.
I wouldn't stop them. So I guess the question in the room is, do you think I'm a god? Are you claiming me to be a god?
I'm just trying to cope. And
Then
Ruma's
yes,
gonna
I am a
tear up
god.
A little bit. Give me alcohol, please.
Give me Aki.
I don't drink. That's the devil's liquid.
Fucking loser.
Well, I mean, you are the devil to us, so.
I'd like to, Colonel, another item for the vision board, make Braska not the devil anymore. That's another thing that we needed to do.
That's gonna be a lot of convincing.
What
mean,
you
if-
think? When we end the beckoning's like, bam! Like Emerald, bam!
Well, yeah, but
Beckoning's done.
we only have to end the beckonings because you left them
Look,
on.
Well,
Yeah,
they don't need to
it's
know.
entirely your fault.
Yes, it is my fault, but they don't need to know it's my fault.
They already
they
believe
do.
it's your
You're
fault.
gonna- You're gonna lead them under
Everyone
false
knows.
pretenses?
Kind of the whole religion of this entire world based on the belief that you fault for all the terrible things that happen.
Yes.
Fuck.
Including my entire race of people.
Colonel, another item to the vision board, change the religion.
Oh, no.
To be honest, I've run out of piece of paper. I don't have an ink
The
or
vision
paper
board-
Damn
anymore.
it, use your magic to make paper.
I can't
I,
do that.
God damn it.
my magic is a
I
little
mean,
more
I probably
chaotic than
actually.
that.
Is paper considered a
Use
trinket?
your magic to make alcohol. I can't do that.
I don't drink. Drinking's bad for you. You'll get cirrhosis of the liver and you'll die, and your
Can't you
children will
just
hate
make
you.
the
So
vision
don't do it,
board?
Ruma.
I don't have children.
When you have children, they will hate you.
I took an oath. I won't have children.
Look, I'm trying to save you from having a son that you just neglect, and then you have to go on a very long adventure together to bury your dead wife far off on a mountain, and it's like a 40-hour experience. That's what I'm trying to save you from right now.
What the fuck?
You'll thank me when you're older. Colonel, a piece of paper. Braska just pulls a piece of paper out and he hands it to you. A piece of paper. Add, change the religion to the
He
vision board.
described the
Based
plot
on
of
the
new-
time.
Just
based on
describe
the
the
time,
the
man.
plot of the new God of War game to you. Is what he did.
I didn't put that together. I thought he had
Yeah.
like a traumatizing childhood.
No, that's literally the plot of the first God of War video game. And I love it.
And Ruma's gonna be
That's good.
sitting there scratching his head because based on the time math that Braska presented earlier, Ruma's pretty sure he's older. Okay.
All right, we're all here. We got everyone. We got house. We're ready to go.
Okay.
Peter holds his hand out, and a large green magical circle appears below you.
Uh-huh.
Before you can even ask him what's going on, you are blipped out of the dungeon back into Dragon Reach, right outside the mansion where you found all of this.
Wow. Pretty neat trick.
Can you do that to the king? Or
I could, but where would we get all that cool bro road trip time together?
We're
There are,
kind of on a
we're
time
literally the
crunch.
threat of the end of the world.
Dude,
Yeah.
not dude. Jack Sparrow. It's all good, man. Nothing.
I'm glad you think so.
Yeah, we
Right.
don't.
I turn the beckonings on, and I can sense that they are very close to being at full blast. But we've got another like 3 months before that happens, so we're good.
No, not good. No, none of this.
You said you had an airship.
No.
No, we never mentioned that we had an airship.
Actually, you did last session.
we crashed
To
it.
him? Oh.
You mentioned. I think you mentioned Ansem and his
Yeah,
airship.
we got here
Oh.
through airship, but that's not our airship, and I doubt he's
Well-
even here anymore.
Well, if he's not, we'll track him down. We'll get there. We'll get there in a jiffy. No
He's
biggie.
also not our friend.
Well,
Kinda
whatever.
doesn't like us.
You're not really
Everyone's
endearing
friends
yourself
to
to
Pete.
us.
Here's the thing. You guys are gonna very quickly learn about me. I don't like enemies. I only like friends. So everyone we meet, they're a friend until they prove otherwise, and then we kill them
Whoa. No.
or
that-
severely hurt them. But
I mean,
That's not going to go very well with our friend who's very quiet right now. House.
Dr.
Priority
House.
number 1 in the vision
You know-
board is no killing.
have you ever watched an episode of House? He says a lot of really like weird
Don't know what
things.
an episode is. Don't know who House.
We
is,
were
so-
on an
Why
episode
is a
of
person
TV.
named after a building?
Yeah, why are you calling him? I mean, he's not built like a house.
It's just, it's just.
Is it like a
I'll explain to
vacuum?
you when you're older, there, Gambit. All right.
Okay.
We're all older than you.
Well,
Hey, I'm thousands of years old. Thank you very much. I just have a great bod. Don't be jealous.
It's been like 10 years.
What do you think would happen if I just shouted that like Braska's here in the middle of town?
I'm sure there'd be a lot of confusion and or panic. Maybe a little bit
Or
more.
nobody would believe you.
Yeah, or people would just look at you like you're crazy. One of those 3 things would happen.
That's fair.
At this point, you guys begin making your way out of Dragon Reach, and Azra, you do make a good point. You kind of just blipped out of nowhere here, and you've definitely caused a small bit of a stir as people are kind of trying to see the strangos that have just appeared out of nothing. And there's this guy just clad in this like glistening silvered armor with slightly green glow, and he's got this like aura about him. They don't know who he is, but they kind of get this feeling that like it's not right, and it's kind of drawing a bit of a crowd. In kind of the confusion and the mass, Tetra actually taps on Sentinel's shoulder.
Sentinel.
Sentinel, that's you.
Sentinel.
That's you,
Yes.
No mercy.
Yeah.
So, just
Yeah,
come here a
I
second.
figured it was my name.
Okay.
What'd you say, Tetra?
I have absolutely no clue what is happening right now. this has gone against everything that I've read, everything that I've studied. The fact that we just brought back literal, like a literal god killer is kind of, my heart's palpitating a little bit. So, what do we do?
I have no idea.
I don't have any idea either. Shit, I should have tapped on Azrael's shoulder. He usually has some bullshit to tell me.
Yeah. I mean, he'll probably make up a
Azrael!
plan and hope that it works out.
Azrael! Tetra's waving you over. Secretively, or trying to.
I will mosey my way over to Tetra.
They're very secretive.
Okay. Sentinel and I are both lost here. What do we do about this?
Well, to be honest, I don't really think we have much of a choice.
God damn it, no one has a plan. Oh, okay.
My plan is to do exactly what he says until we get what we want, and then stop him from doing what he clearly wants to do afterwards. Because he's very much alluded to helping us get what we want and then installing himself at a power threshold, which I'm not interested in allowing to happen.
No,
one of the
100
other things I think we need to do, which I think maybe you'd be good at because you've kind of been silent this whole time, and I don't think he even acknowledges that you exist, would be trying to suss out who the hell the goddess is, if she's also back.
Good point. All right. You're right. Since our Braska friend really isn't acknowledging much, I'm going to slip away here and see if I can't wrestle something up about whoever could be our goddess. And I'll meet you guys in Pragla.
Does that have anything to do with Marilla?
That's what I was thinking.
I was going to say the only other person we know of who's resurrected in a way is Marilli.
Exactly. And she also resurrected Joel at some point, too.
And she's got all kinds of weird magic powers right now.
Also true. So I'm going to actually
Not that I'm
begin
in the
making my
conversation,
way,
okay.
because I should be able to move a little quicker than you guys on my own. If you can stall him a bit,
Yeah, well,
I will make my way to Pragla and do what I can.
He seems very stallable.
Yeah, no, I kind of got that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe talk to him about his fucking vision board or something. I don't know.
I'll have Sentinel do that.
Sentinel, you talk to him about his vision board. You're the one
Yes.
writing all
Vision
of it
board
down.
expert.
That's your
All right,
resume.
Sentinel's very good at long, protracted conversations.
Innkeeper and vision board manager.
Yes. All right. Good luck,
He's
everyone.
the most talkative of the group, so.
Yes.
Stay alive. Do your best. And, I don't know, try to survive this. Take care, guys.
I never do my best, and I never try to survive, but.
Okay. And
Yeah, it's
Tetra
obvious.
she kind of just dips into a crowd and vanishes from you, leaving you with Peter.
Sweet.
So you come here often, or?
Me?
Yeah,
I
have you ever
mean-
been to Dragon Reach?
You know what?
Well, I've
Actually,
never
I
been here.
have, but it wasn't really Dragon Reach back then. It was kind of just a small community that had built on a base of the mountain. It's actually really cool what they've done in here. Also, where'd hot stuff go?
She had to go do hot girl shit.
That's what they do, right?
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but when we get to Pragla, fuck man, I'm head right to the red light district before we do anything.
No, I think before you do that, you're gonna go talk to the king.
Yeah, we've got a vision board.
Every big city has a red light district, and
But we have a vision board, and it's
Yeah,
not
that's
on
not on the vision board.
Yes. Colonel,
You gotta put the pretty
Right
low
to
on the
top.
board, though. No,
at
gotta
the
go
vision
low.
board,
That
pay
conflicts.
prostitute,
That
sit on my
conflicts-
face, become the mayor of Flavor Town. Boom.
No!
Just
Where
put like two
where in the
zeros.
order does that fall?
So
Add like a bunch of
number one.
zeros.
That's an easy one. That's
So-
low hanging fruit.
Sentinel, put like three
what
zeros
if,
after that
what
one.
if said red light district has very good sexy?
Ooh.
It could be number
You cut
5.
out, Eric.
Yeah, you cut out.
Somehow.
I did.
I
Well,
think
now
I
you're
understand
good.
the gist of your statement, though. Of what if they have sexy
I-
underwear
I-
but not
I
good
actually
water?
muted my entire system, so please repeat.
He
I
also cut
said,
out.
what if they have sexy underwear in the red light district, but no running water? That directly conflicts.
Okay,
with our vision
well,
board.
that's like a universal thing. It's a red light district. We're not gonna worry about that. That exists in its own realm.
You're willing to compromise on things that you said you weren't willing. Like,
That is a
literally
good
2
point.
minutes ago.
Jack Sparrow, there's a reason why that I made you captain of this expedition.
What?
No.
We have a literal colonel.
Tip the hat.
He's the colonel of chicken. It's different.
23 herbs and spices.
What about the herbs and spices? They're just nothing to you now?
I mean, the 11 herbs and spices that are very clearly a secret.
Oh,
Are...
Dr. Pepper was the 23 herbs.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper's 23 distinct
I don't
flavors.
think they're herbs. It
No,
would be
yeah,
interesting
it's the
if it
23
was
flavors
herbs.
of
Pepper
Dr.
does
Pepper.
not have herbs, and floating herbs in a soft drink would not. No.
Not that you know
Yeah, that would be
of.
kind of
That's not
gross.
I mean, that's
You
true.
guys
We
don't
don't know
know.
that there's not any herbs in there. They might, I don't know the
There are
ingredients of Dr.
spices,
Pepper.
though.
All right,
Yeah.
we're looking it up.
Aren't
We're looking up what's in
spices,
Dr. Pepper.
That's- do they- I
aren't
don't think they even have
spices
the
just
formula.
ground up herbs to begin with, you know?
That's that's true. That's true.
What
Yeah,
isn't an
herbs.
herb these days? I'll tell you what, I've got a level 80 in herb lore on old school RuneScape. I think I know what I'm talking about.
That's true. That's true.
I've done druidic ritual.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
All right, the 23 flavors of Dr. Pepper are cola, cherry, licorice, amaretto.
Interesting.
That's
Almond,
why when you
vanilla,
mix
blackberry,
amaretto with-
apricot, blackberry, caramel, pepper, anise, sarsaparilla, ginger, molasses, lemon, plum, orange, nutmeg, cardamom, allspice, coriander, juniper, birch, and prickly ash.
Allspice sounds like herbs and spices to me.
Yeah.
It's
a
like all the
spice.
spices.
Yeah.
It's
It's a
all the
spice.
spices.
It's not an herb.
It's all the spices. It's in the name.
Herb is like
Colonel.
parsley, basil, cilantro.
Yeah.
Another one to add to
Oh,
the
yeah.
vision board. Introduce Dr. Pepper to Elyssia, called Dr. Braska. Done. Boom. Vision board.
But you're not even a
That-
doctor.
I think if you work
would-
with Joel, I'm
Dr.
sure
Brad.
you guys can come
Fine.
up
that
with.
would literally be
we'll call it
like-
Dr. Jamie then. It'll be
There
a
would-
cool
There
pop.
would
Dr.
literally
Wong.
be a drink on Earth called Dr.
Wah, wah.
Well, while you guys are having this lovely little conversation with Peter, you have emerged from Dragon Reach, unscathed with him, kind of gazing out. He seems pretty like impressed with what he's seeing. Kind of up on this mountain, he gets a huge overview of the Vanatirian Peninsula. He's kind of nodding his head. He's like, "Holy shit, there's a fucking ocean over there."
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember when this was just one big old continent with no ocean. You
Yeah.
guys got it made.
Made.
While we're no longer under the
Waterfront,
prying
baby.
eyes of
Waterfront.
the populace, might want to do something about your whole evil aura-looking armor.
It's not evil. It's Braska, baby.
Whatever. People
Well, you
clearly
yeah,
are drawing attention to it.
All right. Turn off the juice. You kind of just see him. He just takes a deep breath, and kind of like the aura just sort of dissipates. A little bit of that magical system energy there just flowing through you. Kind of hard to differentiate sometimes. Think I got a handle on it. Looks
Okay.
like you guys,
Right.
Average Joe now.
Thanks.
Now you
Really
won't
appreciate
stand
it.
out as much. At least.
I ain't taking the
Excellent.
armor off. Well, I will take the armor off if people want me to. As a heads up, nothing.
Yeah, no, I think you can keep that on unless we have
Beautiful,
replacements
thank
somewhere.
you.
I mean, maybe we can go find some Anthem's clothes scattered across the peninsula somewhere, but
Yeah, that is true. They all
we don't know where those ended up. They're just-
That's where you dump answers.
not all of his clothes. There
That-
was
Yeah,
one
there's
outfit.
one.
That's true. There was one outfit.
The surprisingly, the airship is still there.
Oh,
Oh.
so Tetra didn't take it.
No, she's gone a different way.
Okay,
I'm a little
Okay.
shocked Anthem's still here.
I guess we go to the airship.
Look at that. Man, back in my day, they had airships way cooler than this. But you know what? Shit changes, man.
Well, this is the second one that we're
Certainly
aware of.
does.
First one doesn't
So,
exist
So,
anymore.
have you guys had like a technology like D-revolution then since I've been around? Because they had like airships and, guns and stuff like
Well,
that.
we still have
What?
guns.
Oh, I don't know what I guess. What do you think of, like, as far as gun like this? And I'm gonna show him my pistol.
Yeah, but like everyone had one. And there were big rifles and stuff too.
I don't entirely know about big rifles.
No, but I think after you tried to kill everybody and end the
I didn't try to kill everyone and end the world. I was saving
did.
Elyssia.
well, when you failed to save Elyssia and you
Thank
started
you.
an endless
Very
cycle of
different
undead that
situation.
kills hundreds of people every couple of years, that's kind of when I think technology may have regressed a bit because they were too busy fighting the undead horde.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's understandable.
He's like, ah, shit, you right.
Yeah, you make a good point. I can't argue
I
with
do
that.
like how much she's affirming my opinions.
I mean, it's not wrong. I fucked up. I mean, I never should have turned the beckonings on. It was an idea. And you know what? Leadership is all about having an idea, admitting when you're wrong. And I was wrong, and we're going to make it right. All this is about making it right. It's about making the people of Elyssia happy.
Okay.
And not at all about instilling you in power.
Not at all. I want to make the
No.
people of Elyssia happy. If it ends up with me, being loved by the masses and being claimed as a hero and everything else, then who am I to tell them not to do that?
What if it doesn't?
That's fine. I'll be very upset. I'll probably cry. I'll probably
Insight check. Insight check.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see if he
He's
really cares.
super not okay with it.
Oh, that's only an 8. I believe.
I mean, he's telling you. He's telling you what he's telling you.
Hypothetically,
Oh.
what if nobody accepts you as leader of the world? Everyone rejects you and wants nothing to do with you.
It's not about me being leader of the world. You guys are all really hung up on this leader of the world.
Well, you kind of talked about
It's
it a lot.
about being loved.
And
Does everyone want to be loved?
what if nobody wants to love you?
Then I'll kill myself.
Well, that's.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Depressing, but I mean, it does solve our concern.
You're asking us to take a whole lot on here.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
very upsetting. Don't want
It's-
that, but also, I mean,
Well, I really appreciate you saying that.
Wait, hold on a second. Just out of curiosity, if your story is true, if you did kill yourself, wouldn't you just be revived and come back?
Yes, technically I would. That's what the system does. So it'd be completely.
But you'd be
futile.
back in the maze again.
Well,
Or
No,
he might be a really smart baby. Or
yeah,
you
it
remember?
really depends on what I want in
That's
that
true.
movie.
That's true. He could become that moose.
I could become the moose.
That seems like a good life. Or an elephant in the middle of the woods.
That's a weird place to find an elephant.
It
That's another
was.
story. We're gonna add that to the Dale special. Colonel, we're gonna start a new board. It's gonna be called the Things Peter's Interested in board. And we're gonna add the pizza, the Dale special, and the elephant to that board.
This is a separate.
It's a separate
Board.
board. This isn't visions. These are things I'm interested in. We get to these when we get to these.
Well, then
All
we'll
right,
get to
and
the
there's
elephant story right
and
now.
there's a foreign.
Sentinel
There's gonna
becomes
be
Braska's
a whole.
secretary.
Yeah,
I don't like this guy. Like, I really don't want to, but I kind of like this guy.
Ew. Weirdly fits right in with the rest of us.
Peter's interested in. You know what? Arthur's gonna have his own. Arthur's interested in just listening.
We're all vision
Rumor
boards.
has one. It just
Everyone.
says cars, video games, and all these things that everybody
Everybody
keeps
keeps-
talking
yeah.
about that make
No,
no
no.
That
sense.
him and Joel keep mentioning that we have
Kratos.
no idea.
Kratos.
Kratos.
Great. God of
40-year
War.
journey to bury your wife.
To answer your question seriously, Darby, if no one
Ugh.
ends up loving me, that's not really an option. We just keep working at it until everyone does.
Oh.
Eventually, you introduce enough good into the world that you can't
Mhm.
help but not be loved.
Mm,
Think about the greats in history. Who are people you look up to?
the man I see in the mirror every morning.
Yeah, not particularly
That
anybody.
is an incredibly intriguing and probably not necessarily the most healthy way to look at life, but I admire it, and that's the sort of Ted Lasso attitude that I like to see.
I'm taller than most men, so I look down on most of them.
Who's been the person that's influenced you,
Oh my God.
Kratos?
Well, not the goddess anymore, I guess.
Okay, you know what? That's fine. I might not see eye to eye with Anne. She might be a huge raging bitch, but it's all right. Cool.
Want to unpack on that statement?
What do you look up to her for?
Dedicated
I'm having
your
an
life to this
existential
woman.
crisis.
He's only dedicated his entire life to the religion of the goddess.
He's like, I used to look up to her for peace and prosperity, but
That's
now
okay.
I don't know.
Look up to her for peace and prosperity. That's you. You can build your entire life around anything that you want, just as long as it makes sense and is understanding to you. So if you want to look at Anne as the goddess who brings peace and prosperity to the land, then do it. Who am I to tell you that you're wrong? I mean, you're wrong, but who am I to tell you that you're wrong?
a god with equal power?
I'm not a god. Unless you think I'm a god.
You literally just said you were.
Shut up, Peter.
Don't tell me to shut up. I'm trying to have a good conversation with you right now. I'm bringing it.
He's just angry because everything that he's spent his whole life
I get it.
believing
I
is being
get it.
shattered
I
in front of his
probably.
very
I mean,
eyes.
y'all learn that you're in like this weird biodome with 18 other worlds, and there's like another world that's like above everything, and there's a system. I get it. It's very confusing, and it is a lot.
Mhm.
But all you all need to
Yeah.
realize is that you're real to me, and I love every single
Oh.
one of you. Like brothers, like fathers, like my own children. You're like everything. You're just a nebulous relationship with
See,
me.
so here's the thing, Peter. You say things that make sense. You seem endearing, you seem trustworthy, you seem sincere. And then you step over the line with comments like that. Like, we met you hours ago. You can't possibly love us as individuals like a brother or of that quickly.
100% correct, Jack Sparrow.
I understand the effort. I understand trying. I get that. I understand even the desire to be loved. I just you keep like getting close to being like, hey, this is somebody that I kind of want to believe, and then you say something and it's like, oh, that's really questionable.
I'm sorry about
A
that.
lot of conflicting messages.
Real quick, I want you and me eye to eye right now. I don't know anything about you. Asriel. Maybe a little bit. We were conjoined for a little bit. I have some brief memories. What you know about me is wrong. But that doesn't mean that we're not brothers. It's all about building the relationship. It's all about being one and learning to be one with each other. And that takes work. And that takes effort. Same effort that it takes to build a kingdom, same effort that it takes to build a marriage. I want to marry you. Not in that way, but I want you and me to be close. Just like every single one of you. You're my friends. You brought me back. In my opinion, we're already brothers. If it takes you longer to get to that point, that's fine. But we'll get to that point, and that's what matters.
I mean, admittedly, we didn't exactly bring you back by
I
choice.
appreciate that honesty. I appreciate your sincerity. You come on very strong.
It's okay.
But I like
That's what I'm known for.
the way I relate to things is through my past experiences, and it's a pirate crew. You got to earn the respect. So as much as you put in the effort, that effort means nothing until you earn it.
Let's
So,
earn it. That's what we're doing right now. We're earning it. What do I need to do to earn your respect?
I'm not gonna put some arbitrary number on it. I'll let you know when you earn. How about that?
Okay. 100% completely fair. I get it. I'm assuming that's the same for most of you. Maybe exception of House here. He's kind of giving me dagger eyes. I don't think he's ever going to trust me, but that's okay.
Well, he doesn't really
Not
trust
everyone
anybody.
needs. Not everyone needs to
Doesn't
trust
even
me.
trust us.
They'll learn eventually, but
Yeah,
it takes
he
time.
doesn't even really trust us.
Oh,
It takes time.
he trusts me implicitly.
All right,
Down.
gentlemen, we have a city to see, a king to see, bunch of good stuff to see. I'm excited. See the world, what I've missed in the last 1,000 years. Get some brewskis some point together. Might be fun.
Drink.
I can get a water, thank you. I get a ginger ale or a root beer, thank you.
You're so confusing. You're so confusing.
Literally every other sentence is conflicting with something you've already said,
I know,
and then you
it's
say
just-
more things, and then that conflicts, and it is an
I'm
overload.
sorry.
of,
I'm just I'm just gonna level with you guys right now. So like before the whole Braska deity thing, I had a really bad stutter. Like I couldn't talk. It was really bad. And I just carried it all my life, and it was hard to talk to people. It's hard to, understand people. Hard for people to understand me. Made making relationships and friends really, really hard. So I'm not like the best when it comes to people. I'm just me. So, I'm just asking for a little bit of grace. I'm giving you guys some grace. Bloodthirsty pirate, gambler, giant chicken, grace. Just asking for a little bit myself.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you would definitely get along very well with Joel.
Yeah.
You keep bringing this guy up, and I might be a little interested.
I mean, he was the inventor of pizza, so
Okay. Well, first off, the Italians invented a pizza. So let's just clear that up.
Don't know who those
I'm
are.
sorry.
It's all right. You don't need to. They just need to know they were the inventors of pizza.
Well, maybe Joel's one of them. I don't
maybe
know.
Joe's an Italian.
No, we don't know that. We never asked
You know
him.
that. Good point. Spoke out of line there. That was my bad.
I mean, it's not like we know what those are in the first place, so
Yeah.
we had no reason to ask him if he was.
Do Italians look human?
Oh, immensely human. They're very human.
Okay.
Well, he
A lot
looks
of
very
gold
human.
chains.
Out of gold chains. Get the fuck.
I don't know about that.
They
one.
do make a mean fettuccine alfredo, though.
Let's go.
Don't-
I am when I did a DNA test a while back, I've got a little bit Polish in me, a little bit German, a little bit Canadian. No, proud of that one. Canada is just like better America, so.
I don't know what any of those.
You're
words
just
mean.
saying words.
Okay, well you'll learn. It's part of the connecting
I mean,
process.
this really does just feel like we're talking to Joel right now. I'm gonna be honest.
You're not talking to Joel, you're talking to Peter.
Hey, Peter.
Hey, Peter.
Hey, baby. Yeah, you're right. We are talking
All
to
right,
Peter.
gentlemen. I want to meet your king. I'm ready for it. Unless anyone else has anything to ask me about anything
Okay.
I've said, questions,
No,
concerns.
we can
Here he
discuss it on
is.
the way.
I am king of Elyssia.
You've
He
been
just gives you a
hoodwinked.
little pat on the cheek.
You've been hoodwinked. You've been had. I was king the whole time.
Darby, did you actually have something legitimate to say? Or ask?
I mean, we can discuss it on it. We don't need to stand around and do it. We can do it.
Well,
on the
yeah,
day,
okay, you
but-
guys have boarded the airship. Ansem's like,
I take a supreme offense to you saying that what I'm saying is illegitimate.
I apologize, like legitimately. Ansem is, he's there and he's like, who is this guy?
Don't worry
it's
about it. It's not important.
It's
Where is Tetra?
Who?
Don't who me, you know who I'm talking about.
why
No
don't you
idea.
just go?
Yeah, I don't think we've ever met a Tetra before.
God, you guys just anger me every single time. And I know you dump my clothes out of the thing.
I don't
Close.
know. What are you talking about?
Okay, where are we
We're
going?
too busy saving the world.
We're
so-
gaslighting the shit out of Ansem.
I mean, he's kind of brought it on himself, if we're being honest.
It's true.
We're going to Pregla.
All right. Oh, I haven't been to Pregla in quite a long time. I'm gonna look for that one. All right. Humbling, set sail, or I guess air. I don't know, whatever you call it for an airship.
Air
Set it to
sail.
Pregla. The airship lifts off, and it'll take you about 3 days to get to Pregla via airship.
Sweet.
All right.
Kind of, Peter is he's scouring the decks and the different areas of the ship and kind of admiring different things, and obviously you guys are available in the next 3 days for discussion, and he is available in the next 3 days for discussion.
For
We're just
sure.
gonna try to understand what cars are. He wants to learn about internal combustion engines.
Did Peter mention cars? I was just kind of rambling.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he
He
said car
mentioned cars
accident.
and video games and
Oh,
movies and
Yeah,
all
he,
that
said,
shit.
he said Anne was
It was in a bad car
accident,
accident.
so-
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
don't
Yeah,
know
that
what
would be
that
a car
is.
related.
So whatever a car is that led to the accident.
All right, can I just roll to see how much Ruma understands about cars?
Do you talk to him about what cars are? Because Ruma would have no concept of what a car is.
Yes, he would be he would be probing about what happened to the goddess before she was the goddess.
Probe away. I'm here to role play.
All right.
And Darby, by all means, ask your questions too. You can both be in. Y'all can be in.
Oh
a
well,
conversation.
Darby was gonna go first because he
Yeah.
had the idea first.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah. At some point during the 3 days, I'll invite him to a game of cards.
I don't gamble. It's not good.
It doesn't. We don't have to put money on it. We can just play cards. It's fine.
Only well, okay. We don't have to put money on it, but we do trinkets.
Sure.
Awesome. All right.
We'll just prestidigitation, random trinkets as the game
He puts a
goes on.
fidget spinner down.
Let's go. Okay.
All right. So you guys are playing cards.
So while we're playing, I want to ask him about one, killing archons, and two, how he absorbed the archons in the first place. Like how that even happened.
Well, I mean, archons die like anyone else. They're just so when
So I've
they
heard.
created the system, they just made themselves bodies here. They put their consciousness in the bodies. They just gave them bodies higher access to the system. Makes them more powerful. Kind of like me, just a little less so when they first put me in. You just need to know how to kill them. They could bleed. You cut any of them. Why? You want to fucking off Gamar?
Well, I mean, if the goal is to overtake his little thing...
I mean, the goal is
yeah.
to get rid of all the Archons. They fucked this whole world straight up.
Well, that might be your goal, but my goal is a little different.
What is your goal?
To replace him.
As an Archon.
As an Archon?
More so, I just want to run his whole shindig.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, you can run his little.
Take control of his little
campaign.
realm and be the one
Yeah,
on top.
that's. Ooh, he's got a
I mean,
realm
we
now.
think it's kind of sketchy, but
It's all right.
Yeah,
And, you
it's
know,
a little weird.
there are a few little pocket realms that the Archons have created and can go in and out of, and they kind of exist as bubbles outside of the 18 or 19 realms. But yeah, don't worry about it. And they exist. It's fine. If he wants Gamar's little pocket realm, and he wants to do his little spinny games and stuff, that shouldn't be a problem.
What a pocket realm.
Just how the world works. And you want to know how I absorb them.
Yeah, I mean, it would be useful for taking over his little realm.
Well, you ain't absorbing his powers, if that's what you mean. That's like a lot of power. You want a little bit of power. You want like that much power. You just want to control his shit, right?
Well, I mean, I want to be in his position,
Well,
the organization there.
I mean, that's doable.
I mean,
But
clearly, you've done
it's
it.
doable to a point that we all need to be a little careful with what we do here. We don't want to make second Archons, you see.
But wouldn't that leave you in a state of power unchecked by anybody of equal power?
Rumor just
Correct.
walked into the conversation.
was just in the other
Absolutely.
room overhearing the whole thing. I mean, he makes
correct.
a good point, though. I mean, would
Which
that
is
not
why-
leave you unchecked?
When all is said and done, we sever C19 from the system.
Which would make you powerless.
It would make everyone powerless. It would remove all magic from the realm and allow this world to function the way it was intended, as a real functional place, free of any of their influences.
Which is
I think
also
our world would
conflicting
function without
Yeah, could it
magic.
end?
I mean,
it end
if
the
we cut
world?
magic out of the world entirely, how are we going to use magic to do all the other magical things we want to be doing?
You don't need them. You are capable yourself, and you'll be free. Here's the thing. If you leave yourself connected to the system, eventually the Archons, your dear little friends that I've taken care of, are going to find a way to crack back into this world and either reinsert themselves or delete it or destroy it. How'd you like if Armageddon just started raining down fire upon everyone one day and there's nothing you could do about it because some asshole up there pushed the escape key?
Like some asshole who started the beckonings and left them running.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we're in right now.
Yes,
Oh.
but getting rid of the system prevents all of that.
Fair.
None of it. So to
Well,
answer your question there,
also
Darby,
alters things
you
a
can
lot,
have all
but-
of Gamar's power you want, but you won't hold on to it because no one will hold on to it.
Yeah, that, I don't know
Can
how I feel about
I guess since we're all part of this conversation now, can the
that. Everyone's walking in. I mean, it's a small
can
ship,
C-
so...
can C19 operate without being connected to the system? Will it
This
cease to
all-
exist?
The system functions on a few key aspects. One, it's designed to ensure that the users are functional. Means if we die, we come back. It resurrects us. Number two, maintains the biosphere to make sure that nothing could destroy the world, which means you ain't gonna get an Armageddon moment just randomly because a meteor decides to crash into the planet and cause an ice age. System's gonna prevent that. Three, it provides preservation between the different realms, which means we can travel between them, which means we can influence them and they can influence us. That system's removed from that, C19 exists on its own, as it should be.
So Armageddon could find us
No.
if we get rid of the system.
If the only thing protecting us from Armageddon is the system, removing the system no longer protects us from Armageddon.
Correct. But the system ensures Armageddon will eventually come because the Archons will eventually get their way back in. So,
Doesn't mean
would
there
you
is
rather
still
take-
Armageddon.
Would you rather take assured death and destruction, or would you rather take possible death and destruction?
I don't know. far as I'm concerned, they're both only
Mm.
possible death and destruction. Neither are assured to happen.
True.
But it's much more likely and
But
less easy to stop if we're no longer connected.
you don't know the people up there. You've
You're
dealt
right,
with
I
them once or twice, and you've been blowing Gamar, but that's not knowing
Mm.
Gamar.
No, but sure.
Man, that quote hit
his
hard.
dad did make it perfectly clear that mentioned exactly what he's saying it is to wipe C-19 out and start again.
Well, that's
C20,
fair.
kick it back up.
But removing the other Archons and instilling new ones that are not as insane might prove to be a
Absolute
better
power
option.
corrupts absolutely. Gambit. Happens every history ever in the history of forever.
So then what's to say power won't corrupt you?
That's because I'm giving it up, man.
But what if you giving up your power is actually a short-sighted, corrupted way of dealing with the overwhelming power? Of the
Because now
universe?
there's no one that can stop you. There's no one that matches your level.
You just start seizing.
So
My brain.
your suggestion is that we kill all the Archons, we do everything we're doing, and then I'm just a superpower being, and I just don't
No.
give
Basically be the
That is
only
exactly
one.
the opposite of what we want.
Yes,
I think
Which is
we leave.
which is why we
power-
want Archons
We need
in
a-
place to keep him in check.
We need a way to keep you in check. Maybe a governing body voted for by the people.
I won't have any power because we'll be severed from the system. I'll be just like
I don't
the
think
average
our
Joe.
infrastructure can handle a complete absence of magic.
It'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
I mean, this airship probably wouldn't exist without magic, so...
Correct. You'd have to develop real flight.
And basically all
Somebody
of my
call the
powers are
Wright
also...
brothers, am I right? And I'll give Peter a nudge.
He just takes your nudge and does nothing.
Is he not surprised?
No.
It's fine. We don't have to agree on this right now. Eventually, you'll start to see that the way the Archons built C-19 and they built all of these realms is only in the favor of them and of nobody else. And doing it this way restores power to the people. To you guys.
Still. So currently the issue is we have corrupt Archons that are selfish.
Yes.
What if we were to instill Archons that are not selfish and have ways for the people to control who is and is not an Archon? So when they
It would
start
be
becoming
possible to
selfish
give
and
mass
corrupted,
system
we can get rid
rights.
of them.
It would be possible to give mass system rights to other people. Who do you suggest?
Well, I mean, obviously I want to take over Gamar's position, but that's
Yeah, but you're not
that's
an
my own
Archon.
personal goals. For the
Oh,
others,
wow, I'm getting real. I'm for the good of the people here. Let me become an Archon so I can take this dude's shit over and just.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're
I
not
think
exactly in
that's probably
much
the
room to
first
talk here,
thing-
mister. I want to eliminate all of the Archons for the good of the people and remove
I do.
magic, a cornerstone of our entire world, from all existence.
The problem also with your theory here, Darby, is with us remained connected to the system, even if we elect Archons, the people from his place will find a way to break in and reset us anyway. So we not severing doesn't get rid of that problem.
I suppose.
If I'm understanding correctly, which I'm not saying I am. or
Yeah.
believe.
No, that sounds
Jack Sparrow's
About
got,
right.
he's got his head on his shoulders.
It is a bit of a conundrum, though. Severing everything seems like probably not the best course of action, but not severing things also could lead to disaster.
Yeah, the one route and eventually leads to the end of everything. One is a possible way to prevent that. Doesn't mean there's not other ways.
I mean, even if we sever, who's to say they still can't find a way in?
What the
You
fuck
bring
is
an
a
interesting
car?
point up.
Also, what is a car?
A car, to answer Ruben's question first, a car is like a carriage on wheels that powers itself without a horse.
But how does it power itself?
Magic.
But you want to get rid of the magic.
So how are we gonna have cars?
So modern technology is magic?
It's combustion engines. Okay, so think of, do you have coal? You have coal, right? We have coal, right?
Probably?
Please God, tell me we have coal.
I don't know. Does
Yes.
this world have coal? You're the one who's very much like a maker of it.
Well, they hadn't found coal when I was fucking around. It's been thousands of years. You guys figure coal out yet?
Yes.
Probably.
There
If
we
you were
go,
just in
thank
Dragon Reach, you would have seen it.
I guess that's true. So coal is taken and it's burned, and that creates energy or heat, which creates energy, which pushes the vehicle forward.
What?
To answer your much more important and serious question, Dark,
Ruba's just so lost.
there is a
Her doctor wants to sound the
possibility
with that.
that my father and everyone else could put themselves back into C19. It would be easier for them to make C20. Let's put it that way.
I mean,
So
they have
your
some
goal
investment
is
to
to
this world
make-
because you're here. So is the goddess. So they
Well,
might have reason to try to come back.
Well, we're not gonna keep Anne around.
Well,
Yeah, a lot of people are not going to be happy with that one either.
Yeah.
Problem
okay.
is her and I don't necessarily see eye to eye. I can guarantee she's still gonna want me to peace out because
Which-
that's the right.
That's the other question I actually had lined up.
Continues to sound like selfish power, corrupting
so
power.
you mentioned
Thoughts?
how you had a disagreement with Anne.
Mhm.
And phrasing this world's most major war and cataclysmic event as a disagreement is kind of a very slight way of addressing something. What was the argument that,
Sure.
other than, because to me, waging war, catastrophic death across the nation, is not justifiable with, oh, she wanted me to leave and I didn't want to.
Sure. Perfectly valid question.
Mm.
Anne and I entered C19 together.
Mm.
We were not born like a baby. We were just simply put in the world in bodies.
Mhm.
The system ensured that two different factions would pick us up and nurture us. The idea was behind that we would live in those factions, we would make them prosper, so on and so forth.
Mhm.
Those two factions began to fight each other,
Mhm.
not apart from our influence. Anne viewed all of this as a fantasy, as a make believe, as a way to run away from the real problems that we were having. I viewed this as a way of circumventing my problem, a problem that would ultimately end in me dying. There's no getting around it at that point. I was slated to die in 3 months. I don't know what her body looked like, but I'm sure if she went back to the conscious, she would either be in a coma or she wouldn't last much longer. There was a significant amount of butting heads in that regard. And then when the kingdom, my kingdom, opted to give me power, I now had an entire group of people that I needed to lead. Men and women and children who needed homes, they needed food, they needed a bunch of different things. And they were at war with another kingdom. So I went to Anne and I said, look, we're not going to agree on this thing. You go back home and I'm going to stay. But she disagreed with me and said that as long as I stay here, I'm going to keep making everything worse and I'm going to keep influencing something that I shouldn't be influencing because this is so outside of her realm and we never should be here. That's what caused her and I to fight. That fighting just so happened to get caught up into the entire conglomerate of the warring kingdoms, and then they decided to make it their key point. Mind you, much against my will, but people are going to do what people are going to do. Remember, I'm not a god, but I'm not going to tell someone I'm not a god.
So she stayed just to fight you? Because she thought what you were doing was wrong?
I don't know, you have to talk to her. I didn't get it either. I thought it was stupid. I told her to peace out.
Oh.
The simple fact of the matter is she probably needed to go to the system. The system needed to grant her access out of C19 to restore her. Because if I killed her, or she killed herself, or whatever she wanted to do, she's just going to get resurrected anyways, and there would be no leaving. And we'd be in this endless cycle of hell. So to answer your question, I apologize. Well, to state first, I apologize if my words disagreement has offended in any way. You're right. It's a large piece of history for all of you. It seems like a lot of terrible things have stemmed from that moment in time.
Only the defining moment in all of our history.
Unfortunately for us, at that moment, it was simply another fight, just with more undead.
Of course. Not like you did it knowing you were defining every generation to come.
It's true. Also, my wife died in that battle, or in that war, so I have a little bit of my own personal about the whole thing.
You were married.
I was. Very beautiful beast woman.
Or was she the one
She
that you
turned
spent
against me, but we were married for some time.
Is she the one you spent that 40-hour journey going to bury somewhere? You said that earlier.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. It was
Any other
specifically
question?
Women, so. Huh.
You said, sorry, you very quickly jumped. She betrayed you?
Supposedly, she determined that what I was attempting to do was not necessarily in the best interest of Elyssia, and she ended up in the end siding with Anne. But before she could get there, she was murdered by scouts of the kingdom that Anne was part of and never made it there. Before I could talk to her, before we could have a discussion. Such is life. So I buried my wife, and I blame that side for corrupting her, and anything else in this world for corrupting her.
Corrupting her kind of implies a lot of things. But this is a world of free will, and as you said, people can believe whatever they want, and it doesn't matter. Seems like you want
It
a little bit more
matters-
control over their
It
thoughts
matters
than you
when
allude.
it matters when it's the person you love, Darby. I'll be honest, I can
but-
tell you boys all believe whatever you want. You can believe I'm an asshole. You can believe that everything I've ever done in my life is the worst thing ever, and I shouldn't even be breathing right now. That's fine. But when it's a person that you care about and you open your heart to and you spend years together and you build something together, and then all of a sudden it changes, it's a little rough. It's a little harder to get over. That's a wound that doesn't heal. Good talk, gentlemen. Good talk. Learned a little bit about me. I learned a little bit about you guys. Great.
Yeah. Great time.
But how does the car move forward?
The
With magic.
coal
Magic.
produces heat, which produces energy, and the energy propels the car forward. And there is a wheel, like a ship's wheel, that you turn, and the wheels turn, and that allows the car to turn. And by
Everybody is
pushing
going to-
down on a little pedal, it determines how much coal is being burned to how much energy is being provided, which makes the car go faster or slower.
Ruma's gonna sit down with Dr. Watts and see if they can understand the concept of an internal combustion
Oh, I'm
engine.
sure
Dr.
Watts
Watts
gets
looks
it.
you dead in the face and goes, I've understood it since he mentioned it. Go fuck yourself.
Screw me for having an interest in engineering.
Now he'll talk with you about it.
Yeah, I'm sure he would actually be fine to go on for hours
Probably,
about.
Yeah, Dr. Watts probably would be great. Super game to try to explain.
I'm
this.
sure as soon as we get back to the end, he's probably going to try to build a car now.
Yes.
He
I
was
could see
very
that.
interested in the roller coaster, so.
Ruma and Dr. Watts just
Now
restore a
makes a whole lot
69
more
Mustang.
sense for Seymour.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of things make a lot
Yeah.
more sense about Seymour in retrospect.
Wait. So then, wait a minute. Peter,
Yes.
what is Seymour's daughter if Seymour is an Archon?
Seymour has a daughter? I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's quite the engineer.
Wow.
I don't know.
We didn't ask that question.
But she made
we
a
went to
rocket that took us
space.
into space.
Ooh, that's cool. Well, you guys have done something cool while I've been gone.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know if
she's
any
a-
of the other Archons
She's
have
a
like,
vampire.
children. Well, yeah, that was like his shtick. He wanted to be a vampire. He's a weird dude.
Oh.
So
I don't
you like
know.
something called the Bee Gees.
Does she have weird, creepy Archon powers?
No, I don't.
Very
She's
I
probably
mean,
fucking like you guys. I don't know.
but she's smart. She
Yeah,
has an understanding of technology
I
far
think
beyond
you're
this
smart.
world.
Does that make you an Archon?
Well,
Yes,
that's kind of
it
rude.
does. Ruma is an Archon.
Honestly, Ruma, you might as well be the Archon of the goddess at this point.
Oh god.
Okay, let's not like talk like crazy talk here.
No, it's not that crazy.
Feels kind of crazy.
Well, I have another question for you, Peter.
Hit.
This is a hypothetical, obviously, so don't take
Boom.
any of
I
this
love.
as true.
I love these
but
type of discussions.
if somebody from your world were, say, to enter this world and
Mhm.
or to die and get reborn, is there a chance that they, how do I put this, would not remember the life from which they lived with you? Is there a possibility that they could think they're actually from here?
Possibly, if that's what they wish, the system takes into account what somebody wants when they're reincarnated. The fantasy is all about power. So why you would want to strip yourself of that power, I don't know, but hey, everyone's different. So I mean, I guess it's completely possible that if someone wanted to be reincarnated with zero memories of their previous life, they could be completely revived that way. Where we've got like some cool resurrections going on. I guess that's an interesting question.
Just hypothetical, and again, I'm just continuing the hypothetical, just thought experiment.
Yeah, well, you've mentioned this Joel fellow. What is he?
I think you said what he was earlier. I think he's one of those Italians.
Yeah. I mean, he invented pizza,
Oh,
so he has to.
So
be.
he's not of this plane. He's not.
I believe
like
he's
you
from
guys.
your.
Yeah, I believe he's
Earth.
mentioned that he's not from
Interesting.
this world. Never specified
Interesting.
where, I don't think. At least not to
He
us.
has also called me Kratos.
Ah, well,
Also makes a
then
lot of
that
references to things you've referenced too.
that kind of answers an interesting question because one of the Archons' sibling, a lawyer who worked for the company that created everything, I believe had a son named Joel. I'd like to meet him. Colonel, add it to the vision board.
Added.
Thank you.
It's with pizza because we're gonna. It's
Great.
across the
2
street.
visions with 1 stone. It's my favorite type of vision.
It's
So
number
Joel
7,
and pizza.
Another question I have, another hypothetical, totally irrelevant. Is the system the same for the other C numbers? Like you mentioned,
It is
like
100% the same.
So if someone were to, from your world, were to hypothetically die and then be reborn, could they be reborn in a different version of Kalis or one of the other numbers?
There was only intended to be 1 operable versions. 1 through 18 are rejected ones that haven't been released. They exist, but they shouldn't. At least in the eyes of the Archons.
Okay.
Well, there's been quite a lot of
I
mobility.
guess I'll go
between
out on a
them.
limb here and ask, do you think it would be possible that we have been to one of the other?
Viva la resistance.
I said they were interconnected. It's completely possible. I believe one of you mentioned that you met someone from the plane of Earth, Wind, and Fire. Not related to the band.
Oh my god.
I mean,
No. No way.
We did meet somebody
yeah,
from
a prince, in fact, actually.
Yeah.
No fucking way, dude. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Get out of here.
There you go. That should answer your question.
Interesting.
So the other was also a complete.
Yes, the other would have also been a different realm. I think he even said
Which of the Archons believe those shouldn't exist? That raises a very interesting question that I'm not going to speak about in front of Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck you, Peter.
I mean, there's also the thing that we as characters don't know, but as players know, where Fredrickson has existed in like 2 or 3 of those different realms simultaneously, because he's traveled from the main one over to the other.
Fredrickson's cool as fuck.
Yeah. Which our characters don't know that. Our characters don't know who
alright.
Fredrickson is. He's just a big dragon as far as we're concerned.
Fredrickson McFeltonsburg.
Well,
But if
you
they're not
believe-
intended to be moving through the realms necessarily, a lot of people are doing it.
Clarity on Braska's words in case I, as the DM, didn't communicate it. It's not that you can't. It's that 1 through
You're not
18 are
supposed to.
considered. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
you're not really supposed to.
Which
Yeah,
is
they're
kind of where
Well,
my
they're
sentiment's
considered
coming
like
from. Yeah.
like previous versions, essentially. Think
Yeah,
of
they're
them
like
as,
the beta
internet-
versions. And
They're
you're
Internet
supposed to play the
Explorer.
official
They're
release,
Internet
not the beta
Explorer.
test.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, sentiment's still, it's not necessarily like it's not intended necessarily for people to be moving around as much as they are.
Right. That makes sense why, then this is again above the. It makes sense why Sue's hiding in 18.
Yeah, because people aren't necessarily meant to be moving into 18 to find her. They can, they're just not supposed to. Like literally installing an older version of Minecraft. You should play the
There you go.
official release, but you can get an older version if you want.
To play the April Fool's jokes.
Yeah.
And the
Or-
older versions are all a little bit different from each other,
Yeah,
or a
well,
lot bit
there's
different from each other.
You know, there are different mods available. Some of them really good, some of them not. Anyways,
Well, you guys are free to ask Braska some questions or discuss things amongst yourselves to formulate what you believe is going on, or we can continue to Pregla. I will leave that open to
I
you
don't
as
think I
DM.
have anything for Braska personally, but do
think
have
of
things for the
anything
group
else.
that don't need Braska hearing.
What about you, Sentinel? What
You
questions
got any
have
questions for him?
guys?
You want to know how cars work?
I don't. I think we've got someone
Maybe
who's
what a
really
movie
researching
is?
that.
Joel talks about those all the time.
He does. I do ask Joel. I mean, earlier on, I was asking Joel a lot about
Like TV and movies.
his world.
Yeah.
So I know a few things, but it's one of those things where is it better to live in ignorance
Ignorance is bliss.
of other worlds that have lots of other things that I have no clue of, or
No understanding of.
I'm just
Yeah.
hooked up on the Fredrickson lore right now.
Oh man.
Yeah,
3
there's quite a
different
lot of
rounds.
Yeah.
Who knew that our previous unstreamed D&D campaigns would end up?
That's part of this
Bearing.
one. Yeah.
Yep,
yeah.
it's
Being
almost like
canon.
it was planned ahead of time.
What? No, this was definitely a last second decision that was made just now.
Yeah, you made
Yeah,
it
you
up
definitely
right
just
before
thought
we
of it right
logged
now.
in that day.
Who knows? I might have. I make up a lot of shit as the DM.
I honestly thought, again, about board. I honestly thought you might go Assassin's Creed thing and like address actual like you say like
Oh
Eric
yeah,
or
we
Matt
are
or Nick.
the people.
Like
in
actually
Oh,
have
yeah.
Braska address us as players.
Yeah,
would've
no, I
sh-
didn't want to go that meta. That'd be dumb.
I would have
break the
shitted and
fourth
farted
wall.
all my
They
apartment.
shit it and farted.
You guys have free will not because you have free will, but because you're literally other people in the system. Crazy to think about, I know.
All right. Well, if no one has any questions, Peter's gonna mosey on and continue to explore the ship and allow the group the free reign to discuss what they wish to discuss.
Discuss.
So we can't let him get to power, right? Like that.
No.
That has to be the case, right? We can't let him do what
The
he
thing
wants to do.
is, I feel like we're gonna talk to the goddess, and she's gonna make an equally compelling argument against Braska's
Oh,
whole thing.
she's going to tell us the exact opposite sentiment of his story.
And it's
and
gonna
that
be
he was
just
the
as
one that was wrong.
convincing. But also, the things that are throwing me off are how absolute his power becomes before he gets rid of it.
Yes. No, he will have
I
full
don't like
control of
that.
everything with no one to rival him.
And then we're just trusting that he's gonna throw it away.
Right. That's
Yeah.
the thing that keeps, and like that's like I said, he gets so close to be seeming like totally genuine, and then say one thing that
Yeah,
is
like-
a little above board that kind of plays his hand. And like my thing is like the things he's saying, like I do happen to agree with, and if we're gonna believe him at face value, that this is actually how, because that's my thing is I don't believe he's lying. Like I honestly think he believes what he's saying, and that's kind of a little bit dangerous than somebody who's like trying to play the game. I think he's actually he may even intend to relinquish his power, but like he may not get to that point once he sees it all. And
true.
so it's kind of more like you said, if we talk to the goddess and she's like, here's my side of things, I think they were both very fallible beings who we propped up through history
Yeah, they're just people with normal issues.
Yeah. And
that happen to have an insane amount of power.
100%
That isn't even real.
could believe too that he fully intends to relinquish his power, but as soon as he becomes the one and only being that has all the power, he just decides, You know
Not
what?
gonna do it.
I'll keep it. This feels great. I mean, he seems to be all about.
It would be the
Having
best
people
way for
like
him
him.
to
I would.
ensure his vision.
Yeah,
I would. I'd keep it.
takes a lot to have that kind of control. To have everything you need and everything you could ever desire, and say, I don't
the only
want
thing
it.
the one thing that really sucks is there's not really a way we can do this without him. So I
No,
think
we
we're
do
kinda
need
acting
him
Yeah.
to some
I
degree.
think he'll stop the beckonings, but there's no real way we can actually stop him from getting all that power. I don't think so. Do we really have the free will that he goes on about?
Not really.
I
in
think
this
we
scenario.
have to try. We're gonna have to try. We're gonna have to get the beckoning stopped, and then we're gonna try and stop anything else that happens afterwards.
I mean, I'm not. Definitely solidified my notion of wanting to overtake Gamar a lot more. If nothing else, it at least gives somebody to oppose him. And that
Yes,
can
the
become a
penny
more
pinching
communal
Gamar.
decision for the world rather than one guy deciding that everyone has to follow his order.
But all of the people of the world are never gonna agree, ever.
Oh, they're not going to agree just because he's Braska more than anything else.
Sentinel, you've been kind of quiet. You're a pretty great read on character. How do you? What kind of vibe is Peter giving you?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah. I don't know. There have been a lot of things that we've been told is the way it's always been, or the right thing, and it ends up not being true. And so, who am I to not afford this weird man the same sort of neutral ground? I don't trust him just yet. I mean, the goddess, as we know it, has provided for this land for a long time, and he kind of seems kind of clueless as to what's going on here. So, but I don't think we should write him off at least for the moment.
So I think we have an accord.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking something while you were saying that. I blanked on it as soon as you finished.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
Trust but verify.
Well,
Can Ruma make his new patron pizza?
he
Sure.
is now.
You can
The
talk to Joe
unfailing
when you guys
pizza.
get back to Highwater and see about making your patron pizza. You be the pizza paladin.
The pizza paladin.
Oh, wait a minute.
That sounds like a really lame mascot for a pizza joint.
Oh, man, that'd be
Uh,
great.
what-
What are you talking about? That's the
Pizza
best
I was gonna
idea.
say, now I want to create like fantasy pizza. Or
Now,
something.
now
The
we.
mascot's
I need like a
paladin.
like some kind of medieval
Pizza
themed
paladin
pizza place
rolls
now.
in on Elk Ogan.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan.
Whenever you
Roll a natural 20 on your next pizza order.
One thing I
you cast Shield of Faith,
wanna
it just
talk
gives
to
you
you
a
guys
giant
about-
pizza.
What was your words there,
I
Azrael?
was saying the one thing I do want to talk to you guys about too is I think we kind of all generally had the same thought there, but I don't think we need to talk to Peter about it. Is that I think Morelli may be
The goddess.
Yep.
more than
Yeah.
meets the eye here.
That is definitely something we're gonna need to figure out. Hopefully, before it becomes too late.
I don't think she knows. If
I
I'm being honest.
Don't think she does. Well, she might now.
Now,
If what he said is true and she has reawoken, she might have just had that snap realization. Oh,
well, when she
That's why.
destroyed the body of her old self, shouted, "Who am I?" It didn't really seem like she knew what the hell was going on. So,
Well, also, if the goddess put herself in a situation to where she didn't even want to know she had that power, I
yeah.
think that's a testament to we really need to hear her side of the story.
yeah.
Because that
sure.
sounds like she's disarming herself. Granted, it doesn't
Or
seem like-
hiding.
or hiding, yeah.
She's hiding from something. if you don't want somebody to know where you are, not
Don't even
knowing
know
who
what you are.
Yeah,
is
it's the
pretty good
easiest way
do
to
it,
not get found. She definitely
which is
seems...
terrifying if the goddess is trying to hide from something.
Yes. Well, I mean, he has absorbed multiple archons at this point.
Well,
has intentions to-
if it is him, she's trying to hide from.
That's true. I mean, who else would she be hiding from, though?
Her own retribution? I don't know. Maybe she actually is bad.
Well, in
that's fair.
fairness, if we're gonna take his word for it too, I could think of a scenario, knowing my own, where she knew she would never want to leave, so the best way to convince herself to stay would be to forget who she was.
Yeah.
If she believed she belonged here, she would have no more desire to want.
Yeah, maybe that helps cope with the whole her physical body being mutilated in a different world. From a car accident, which cars use combustion engines at different throttles to move forward at different
Yes, they do.
Very-
Wilma.
very
yes,
good,
they
Wilma,
do.
very
They
good.
do that. You are learning a few things from.
We all know what
from-
cars are now. Thank you.
Ruma's starting to bring in his engineering education because he doesn't think magic's gonna be around too long, and that's his whole shtick.
Yeah, you gotta find a new thing to do
No,
now.
you're gonna be a pizza paladin. Remember, you're gonna.
Yeah, you're gonna
I'm
be the
gonna be a
mascot of a new pizza
paladin
chain.
with a really sick delivery vehicle.
There you go.
See, you
No
know
bag
what?
of
That's what we
holding,
gotta do. We need to ask Dale for some recipes. For just like some basic pizzas we can work on our own after the fact.
Steal some trade secrets.
Yeah, and then we can
Or-
franchise
Or we
the
do it
Far In
legit and
and
become
Pizza
a
Paladin together.
franchisee. It'll be like those Arby's that are fused with like Dunkin' or whatever.
We'll have the Zafar in Pizza Paladin suite
We got grilled cheese on one side and a variety of pizzas,
pizzas on the other.
A grilled cheese
Perfect-
pizza. Make it
Perfect to
happen.
Oh,
give
there
you
we go.
constipation.
Yeah, we need a grilled cheese pizza, which is just a cheese pizza and nothing.
No,
Instead
it's
of-
literally no. The crust of the pizza
Oh,
is
it's
a grilled,
grilled
cheese
cheese.
sandwich.
It's a grilled cheese.
So it's just a
pizza.
grilled cheese with cheese on
Our-
top, but really big.
Our slogan is just
No,
we'll
you
back
have a
you up
full,
for
you have a
days.
giant grilled cheese sandwich, and then you put a pizza on top of
Oh yeah,
so
there
the
we
whole
go.
crust is a grilled cheese sandwich.
It's like bagel bites, but grilled
Yeah.
cheese.
Yes, I love it.
Uh,
We'll also start a laxative business and monopolize and corner that market.
There you go.
Yeah, we're gonna need it. Oh, good. Oh,
Just have
Great idea.
Roomba cast purify food and water every time somebody eats.
as soon as he delivers it,
You're gonna
purify
need
food and water. You're gonna need that.
Or like lesser restoration to
Yeah.
clear their
Yeah.
backup.
Oh man.
Oh god.
Let me remove your poop that you can't poop.
That's considered a
Uh,
disease, right?
I love we segued from
Very
guys having a
important
serious
discussions
discussion about
yeah.
like power structure and like why
That's
the
who we
goddess
are.
might be hiding or
Yeah.
is this girl and why to let's
Pizza
open a
Paladin.
pizza restaurant that
Yeah.
backs people up and room has needs lesser restoration.
Yeah.
It's who
What
we
else?
are, though. It's who
It
we
is,
are.
it is, it is.
You know, we are businessmen. We have to think about business too.
You do.
Businessman with a business
If
plan.
magic is removed from the world, then our Pizza Paladin bit's probably gonna not be as good. We'll need to figure something else out with that, other than
Or it'll be nostalgic.
we'll just have to give the pizza nothing else.
It's interesting.
So.
Oh, sorry.
Anything else from the group to discuss, to say to Braska, to say to Ansem, like anything?
Ask Ansem where his clothes are.
He probably shopped in Dragon.
I've sent several hoblings to go and find them. They have yet to return.
Well, we're kind of in the air.
I sent them when we were on the ground.
We were only
Right,
gone
so
for a
how'd they
couple
get
hours.
away?
I was very concerned about my pants.
Either
I am
way.
too, believe it or not.
Wait, what?
All right then. If there's really nothing else, the airship 3 days later, after everyone long rests, obviously you guys touch down in front of Pragline, are able to disembark.
Okay, welcome to Pragla.
This,
How can I take your order?
this is the seat of power here on this like peninsula.
Yeah.
Basically.
Wow, this place is a shithole.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, listen here.
That's not a way to endear yourself to a king.
Well, no, I get it. I'm just saying, like, I was expecting something a little grander, but it's all right. We'll fix all that.
Oh,
That's what
high
we do.
water's a
Yeah,
lot
that's
grander.
high water, and admittedly, sometimes it feels like the pontiff is more in control, but he's in a coma
Well-
currently. But nobody knows that. You don't talk about that to anybody.
Cool. Yeah, we'll go check out high water. And Colonel, vision board, high water. Add.
Well, that's with
where
pizza and
that's
the
where
end.
Ann is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
then we already got the pizza thing there, so we're good. We're good.
Yeah, just add
Don't add that.
slash high water to it.
Colonel, remove high water from the vision board.
Striked.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Well,
I
so you
like to
can
think
never
that
get-
underneath one of Sentinel's wings is just a whiteboard of his
He just
vision
lifts it up, and it's just all these pinned messages
scroll,
and
there's a
string.
continuous scroll that just keeps running.
So the shining
Ugh.
walls of Pragla greet you off in the distance. The high castle of King Alistair sits upon a hilltop that overlooks the city and its armaments, reminding you of all the glory and splendor of the capital city. A large gate blocks your path to the castle town streets.
Okay,
I guess we would approach
There's
the gate.
like a checkpoint, so you guys walk up, the gate's open.
Oh.
Oi there!
hello.
What you be bringing into Pragla?
Just ourselves.
Oh,
Visitors, envoys.
From?
High water.
Yup. We have a far
Names.
end.
Names. Yes, we are agents of the. This is actually the brother of the pontiff. I'm gonna point
Sure.
to Jamie.
Oh, well.
It's Dr. Jamie Lee Watts. brother of the
Yes,
The brother of the
well, I
Pontiff.
don't recognize that name, but obviously, Destiny Watts, Pontiff Watts, excuse me, is
Yeah, better get it
very-
right. You don't want to incur
yes,
the wrath
no,
of
of course,
Dr. Jamie here.
very astute. By all means, welcome to the city. How many of there's
6 of us.
6 of you?
Yes, yeah, 6. Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Unless Ansem's coming, then it's 7, but I doubt
Yeah,
it.
no,
Anson's gonna
man,
hang
yeah.
out on his ship. Look for
Of course he
Lance.
I expect no less. of
May
him.
I ask your business? Who are you envoying with?
We're here to see the king.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, you make yourselves at home in the city. Go, if I can make a recommendation to make it easy to find you, go to St. Charles Inn off of 43rd Street. Excellent inn, excellent food, very lovely rooms, and I will send a dispatchman from the castle to come and fetch you when the king has time. And what I mean that and the king has time is he will make time for you, but it may be a few hours. That's
Oh,
what we
yeah,
have to
Mm, that's fine.
arrange.
Yes, yeah,
I
sure.
Excellent.
What is
Thank
your-
appreciate it.
What is your name, sir?
Benjamin.
Benjamin. Thank you. Good to know. Appreciate
You're
that,
welcome.
Benjamin.
We'll
Yes.
make sure
And
we
very
put it whatever.
accommodating.
You were very nice.
Yeah.
I very much appreciate that. I'm currently in gates duty, which isn't the most glamorous of things.
What duty would you like, Benjamin?
Well, I'd really like to be latrine cleaner.
Odd decision,
Oh.
but we'll
It-
put a
okay.
word in.
The
I'm
confidence in
going
which
to let
said
you in on a
that-
little secret right now.
The way you said that was like your
cleaner.
full chest.
Is a very lucrative job, and it does not require a lot of work.
This guy knows.
Because
You
you,
know
want
what?
to know who really cleans the latrines? It's the hoblings, and we just watch them do it.
You know,
That's terrible.
you are checking all of the boxes of being on the right side here. I appreciate that.
You just see Peter in the back. Hoblings are people too, man.
Yeah, and they're doing their job.
I-
Okay, just
All
don't
right.
sound
Maybe
like-
this is why you can't become an Archon.
I'm
Yeah.
joking. God, you guys, I swear. No,
I-
of course they're people.
The
Strike
more
that,
they
you
are
strike that from
say,
the
doing
vision
Darwin.
board. Strike that from the vision board, Sentinel.
Yeah, remove that
Yeah,
one from the
Darby
vision board.
is not
Darby,
becoming
no
Archon.
Archon.
We can put it back
Derby-
later. when
Derby
I-
being
when
an
I-
Archon was never. Who does that? Colonel, did you add Derby being an Archon to the vision board?
Yes?
I gotta be honest, sir. There is no vision board. It's been all up in my head.
Okay, but can we add N prejudice against hoblings to the vision board?
Yes, add
honestly,
that to
yeah,
the
that should
vision
be on there
board.
too.
You
know
know,
yeah.
what- you know what?
whatever you
Well,
want
let's
to the
not
vision
limit it to
board.
Dusk Elves and Hoblings. Let's just end prejudice to everyone.
You know, I can get behind that. I can get
Can
behind
you
that.
add create vision board to the vision board?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
I was about to say that.
definitely.
Please add
Absolutely.
create vision
Well,
board.
That needs to be
non-existent-
number
We have a
one.
couple.
Needs to be
We have a
number one.
couple hours before we get an audience with the king. We might.
Yeah,
as
you
well
know, we
stop
can
by
build
a
the
hobby
vision
shop.
board
Oh,
right
get
now.
the vision
actually,
board.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, we can
Let's
get
get a
that
That-
let's get a trifold.
Is there
there
a
we go.
Staples around
Trifold.
here?
Trifold. Then we hit up the red light
Staple,
district.
Maybe an
Flavor Town,
office,
and
office
boom,
max.
go from there.
No, 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 no.
Look, we have a couple of hours, but that doesn't mean we have that kind of time.
Well, he only needs 2 minutes.
I was gonna
You
say I
know?
don't know who you're talking to, but
That's fair. That's fair. Well, I mean, first he has to get through, you know, the whole process of finding someone.
it's a red light district. You just throw like a gold coin out there, and boom, Flavor Town.
I mean,
Stop calling it flavored.
All right, so we going to the
they
inn.
have standards there too sometimes.
We're going to the inn.
Yeah.
I'm an attractive man, thank you very much.
You know,
Okay, to
everyone
the
thinks they are.
end.
To the end, gentlemen.
Jesus Christ.
Jason Bourne.
All right.
Christ, it's Jason Bourne.
So you enter through the
So
gate,
what?
and the dirty streets are the least are of the least concern in Pragua, whose infrastructure and economy has fallen on tough times in recent years. Compared to Highwater or even Igarith, the city has struggled to retain relevance beyond housing the Vanatirian king, and his recent absences have been noted by the townsfolk. Guards patrol the city with a scowl on their face, and the citizens keep a low gaze. In the distance, the silver-bricked castle stands as a once great symbol of the city. To the left, the Association of Magic's tower serves as an alternate protector. Peter mostly seems unimpressed.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
So you guys had the St. Charles Inn, and it's a bog standard inn. You know, it's probably on the upper end of what you could find in a place like this, but it's not the Zafar Inn. You don't have a dragon disguised as a dwarf or grilled cheese or a robot that, you know, asks people inappropriate questions. It's just an inn.
Fair enough.
But you're able to procure a room for 1 gold piece.
So you got this covered, right, Peter? I mean, you know.
I have no money.
What do you
I was gonna
mean?
ask you guys for like a loan.
I don't have money.
You know, this all-powerful being, and he can't even make 1 gold.
Hey, if I could create money, I would completely disrupt the entire economy of this very, very carefully constructed ecosystem. How do you feel about mass stagflation? I know I don't like it.
Okay, you know, you make a good point.
Fair.
Yeah, no, I can't. I mean, it means I get to have more gold when I gamble, but it's not worth it.
Yeah, but when that gold's worth nothing, then you have
Oh.
less gold, and
Yeah.
everyone loses.
No, you
And
are
then one
right.
can't feed little Timmy because you decided to make gold, Darby.
Yeah,
How do
what
you feel
about little
that?
Timmy, Darby? Why weren't you?
Yeah, Darby, you fucking dick. This is why you can't be an Archon.
Oh my god. Oh
Anytime
my
he
god,
says something,
sorry.
You
anything,
know what? Strike it from the vision board, Sentinel. Darby no longer an Archon.
It never was on the vision board. We have to go buy the stuff for the vision board too.
Yeah,
Let's
I
see.
absolutely do not want that on the
No,
video.
Question,
see, Peter, it's becoming a
Would the
bit.
Association of Magic provide a vision scroll that we could use as a vision board?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
You gotta ask Sentinel.
Colonel, add it to the vision board.
Add get vision board from or vision scroll from School of Magic to the vision board.
Gotcha.
I would
That
like
would
to go
above
out
make
and
the
buy
vision
the
board because we can't
supplies.
make the vision board without it.
I'm gonna go buy the supplies to make a trifold vision board, science fair style.
It'll cost you to get that material like 2 copper.
All right. I've spent 2 copper.
So after maybe an hour, letting Peter explore the city a little bit with one of you probably providing escort, Ruma, you're able to construct a trifold vision board, and just a few of the things that you know he's wanted. You've put little like you know, scrapbook style like
Oh, I've got it.
pieces representing the Braska vision board.
Number 1, talk to King Alistair Vanatir. 2, end beckonings. 3, water. 4, end racism. 5, sexy undies. 6, kill Gamar. 7, pizza. And also 1.5 is to find the goal acronym, which I think should be getting our asses laid because sexy undies is on the board as well.
But it's higher than whatever.
All right. Ruma's created the vision board. And with
Now,
the vision board
what
being
about the
created,
stuff Peter wants? What about the Peter's interest board? I mean, did you make that one too? Or?
Oh, that's just in a notebook on the side.
Oh, okay,
Peter's interest could change.
that's true.
It's true.
I won't lie, I don't even remember what he said. So
Oh.
He wants to get pizza. He wants to go to a red light district,
And he wants to talk to Joel.
and he wants to talk to Joel.
I think that's it for now.
all right,
So far.
say for now.
I mean, you
So
never know
you-
with him.
You guys have arrived in Pragla. You're, you have Peter in tow. Your goal is ultimately to talk to King Alistair. Tetra has possibly arrived here in Pragla before you, possibly not, but she is going to talk to Marilli, who I will remind everyone is currently a member of the Association of Magic. And yes. So we will pick this up next week and see what the next crazy thing that will happen here now that you have you've now met Peter.
We'll
You
see.
know,
We did it.
We'll see
more
how else
crazy
Ethan
shit.
wants to just ruin our heads with the reveals and the whole
Yep.
we're living in the Matrix, basically.
Yep.
Yeah. We're just in Assassin's Creed and or Sword Art Online.
It's not
Or
Sword Art Online, it's a real place.
That's true.
it's a real place
Right.
from
It's-
Yeah.
from another
Yeah,
because it's a biodome.
Well, yeah, and also
Does that mean
it-
it has a? Does that mean it has a physical location on Earth? That
Yes,
isn't,
it
like,
does
within
actually.
a hard drive.
Yeah, it has like it's like a physical sphere that's created.
So it's kind of like Truman Show.
yeah, I
Yeah.
guess you could say like that.
Whoa.
But everybody isn't in on it.
But
Constructs that
it
were,
takes such a.
made into.
I guess
Are we
it's
like
true.
microscopic? Because that would take up so much space.
Since it probably will never actually come up, because I don't know if your characters ever know the question. Yes, time and like space and size are different in Elyssia than they are in Earth.
So like when Matthew McConaughey's like, this bad boy is gonna
Did they,
cost
like-
us 30 years when he makes like a cool ship maneuver.
Did they like 3D print us? Like how did they make like matter thing?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Science fiction magic.
There.
Yep.
Don't you worry, Boo
Don't worry
Bear.
about it.
Guys,
That is a
I-
thing to be developed in the future. Maybe.